Okay, hello everyone, welcome to the live stream. Brown signing up for a tournament already, or sub battle rather already. Luke, you've heard about some tournament. You're on our Discord server, dude. It's all there. And everybody else has joined as well. Nice. Neon, early stream again. Not technically an early stream. Technically it is 3 p.m. GMT here as usual, but we all in Britain jumped forward an hour last week. So for the next 6 months, this will be the normal time for the live streams. James, lag is great, Wi-Fi is terrible. Okay. Praveen, you're going to rock Toady. Are you? Excellent. Luke. All right. Okay, so you'll notice I'm wearing headphones today because I have actually managed to get an emulator working perfectly for Mabinogi Duel, which is just yes. So I'm not using my phone today. I see, no phone. But a side effect of that is that I need the headphones on because I'm going to use the sound. You can see I'm turning it up now. Let's keep it there. Okay, so hopefully there'll be no overheating, no issues today. That'll be nice. Darius, you're going to do sub later as Intrepid. Okay, sounds good. Luke, you were mainly in Greece last week. Nice. What were you doing in Greece? Holiday? Pujachani, yo, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. Neon, yes. Early streams for 6 months. Yes. Okay. So, yes, there's a couple of things to do today before we start up with the sub-battles and things. The first one is we're going to go over the CGC cards again and take a look at which ones are beginning to emerge in the meta and which ones have sort of faded away. And then we're going to talk about the tournament, the official, unofficial Mabinogi Duel tournament that we're hosting for everybody. Praveen, hey, welcome to the stream. Neon, what emulator is it? It's Nox. I tried a bunch of them, but Nox is the one that's working out the best for me. Lukakra, not holiday, school trip. Nice, very nice. Noriel, hello, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. Okay, so yes, we will talk about the CGC cards and we will talk about the tournament. You're actually on. Good. Okay, so first things first. Let's go through them. Couple of kind of surprise stars in the meta right now. Kadir's Flying Sword, which does look pretty cool. Swords, technically, but hey. This is actually turning out to be an excellent one-drop mana cost. So pretty decent. I mean, if it survives for like 2 or 3 turns, then it can get 3/3/3, which basically turns it. Oh, Marie, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Which basically turns it into a 3 attack, 3 defense, 3 defense, 3 health, which turns it into a 3/6 equivalency, which means that it's an excellent one drop if it can survive that long. Worst case scenario, it gets removed immediately. No big deal. You cannot possibly remove it for less than its cost. So really nice one drop cost. Lukaku DC. Okay, I'm assuming that doesn't mean that I've disconnected. No, I just double checked. I haven't disconnected. Thank goodness for that. Next up, a bit of not really a surprise because we said this in the last live stream on Thursday that this little kitty was going to turn out to be pretty damn good, and this little kitty has turned out to be pretty damn good. The doubles gold if it's 4 or more thing. That's ignore that. That doesn't happen. You don't actually get your gold doubled. Package is sword tough. Yeah, sword is really tough. It's a really nice card. So yes, so the cat really good as well. A 2/3/4. It meets basic HP breakpoint, so you can't remove it for less than its cost. It's got decent attack value, 2/4/6. It's the same as the ambush spider, and it is the only universal resource generator in the game. This is the only card in the game that can generate any resource you wanted to. Really nice, and as you can see at levels 2 and 3 it actually generates 2 extra resources. So if it survives for 2 turns it pays back its own cost, and at level 2 it'll pay back its own cost and more in 2 turns. So nice. Unless your opponent removes it immediately, they're in a lot of trouble, and if they do remove it, then that means they've used up a removal card. They've got to get that card back into their hand, then they've got to pay the grave cost for it, and so on and so forth. So the Golden Garden Cat is an even trade, and it kind of messes up your opponent's resource and grave cost. So nice. Camera, your resource gain happens when you have over that amount of gold. Your resource gain happens regardless. Your resource gain will happen regardless of what your gold is. Praveen wants you to send gems, yeah. Cat doesn't actually double gold. No, nobody doubles gold. If it actually doubled gold, it would be ridiculous. You'd be able to afford an ultimate like fire spell in 3 or 4 turns. That would be really bad. So yeah, the Golden Garden Cats turned out to be really solid. Religious Confession is beginning to creep in a little bit, which is pretty cool. The resource gain doubles, you mean? You mean the instead of giving you +1, it gives you +2 kind of thing? Yeah. Yes, but it doesn't. It still doesn't double the gold, which is it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So Religious Confession. So if you get 4 gold, you get 4 resources. Level 2. Yeah. Okay. If that's what you meant, then yes. That's correct from what I can tell. It all happens very quickly, but yeah. So yeah, Religious Confession. I'm really loving the fact that I'm on emulator and I can just do this. Look at this. Look how quickly I can move this stuff now. The Religious Confession is beginning to creep its way in. I do spectate battles when I can, and I have seen a few people begin to bring this in. I saw it a couple of times myself when I was doing the PvP arena yesterday, so pretty cool. Doubles gain of gold if you have 4 more gold. Yep. So he's beginning. So the Religious Confession beginning to make a bit of a play. What else? Move on. Thank you. Universal Fancy. Yes. Cat fanciers. The Golden Eagle, yeah, is just that's. I haven't really seen that. I know a couple of people have begun testing it in an interesting way, but it's not really risen too much. Thief's Pocket, of course, no good, as we all knew. Kadir's Guillotine is beginning to see a little bit more play, which is pretty interesting. Most people are running it next to Mana Vampires, things like that, Health Drainers. So Kadir's Guillotine is beginning to see some more play. I'm enjoying Trickery, but it's not a general card. It has to be for a particular deck. George, welcome to the live stream. Nice to have you. Hunter Rigete is seeing a lot of test play, but not seeing a particular amount of solid worth. I see quite a few decks with her in it, but from the people I've talked to, when I've asked them, would you, has Rigete ever won you a match, or could you switch a Rigete out in your deck for a Hellhound? The answer's generally been, well, you can probably just switch in a Hellhound. She's not a game winner so far. She's got a lot of potential, but she doesn't seem to be a card that wins you games right at the moment. Nobody's running that. Snake Tamer Nicholas has proven to be a bit of a crowd favorite, again, as we predicted on Thursday. There's 2 decks in the top 10 for this most recent round that featured Snake Tamer Nicholas. Both up pretty high, if I remember correctly. I think one was 2nd place and one was 5th, something like that. So Snake Tamer's doing work, which is pretty cool. Just going to double check. There we go. That's fine. I keep checking we're not offline. I've had really bad internet connection today. Alicia is seeing a lot of tests, but not a significant amount of success. She's working out very well in particular decks like Gates of Hell, but she's not working as an Orperia replacement. But again, we kind of predicted that. The new number 13, Snake Tamer. Yes, Snake Tamer is the new number 13, in that you play him and he immediately summons something that's awkward. He costs a lot. Is my only concern with him. If he cost 1 less, he'd be incredibly powerful. As it is, he's still very, very good. But yeah, not broken, fortunately. Oh, Twilight, a gift of gems. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Goes towards cards, which go towards videos. The Sacred Goat. Nobody's using the Goat. Yeah, Alicia seeing some use in very specific decks, but not generalized use. I started the stream early, missed. I started the stream exactly on time today, which is earlier than I normally start it, I admit. A lot of people use Shadow Alicia with Elfiero Triss +1 variants. Yes, I have seen that a couple of times. True. And that is pretty good. Alicia is a really, really good card, but with specific decks. Whereas Dark Orperia -1, you can plug into a lot of different decks. Alicia requires very specific kinds of decks. But in those specific kinds of decks, she's very, very powerful. Already. Is it Sloth or is it Moth on the Twitch side? Excellent, nice. Clap. Hello, Huabwa. Am I saying that correctly? I don't know. Howdy. Casanova, I haven't seen. We saw a couple of decks featuring Casanova in the last live stream sub battles, but I don't really see him being used right now. Illaggressor is being used pretty much as a Jane replacement, as predicted, given that she basically is the same thing as a gold Jane. And then, of course, the ultimates are seeing no more nor less use. But I see a lot of people using the new card, the new Ultimate Gates of Hell card. It does look pretty awesome, I must admit. It does look very cool. Cap / Alkier. Okie dokie. So, yes, interestingly, well, not interestingly, Snake Tamer Nicholas has proven to be one of the favorites, which we kind of predicted when he came out. But the two surprises, or at least pseudo-surprises, are the Kadir's Flying Sword and the Golden Garden Cat, which are really beginning to come into their own. A lot of people started out going, oh, Golden Garden Cat, I'm not so sure, I'm not really... And then they start going up against the Golden Garden Cat, and suddenly it's not really that good turns into a, holy shit, it's overpowered. So, so yeah. If you haven't already got the Golden Garden Cat or the Kadir's Flying Sword, try to pick up at least 2 of each of those. Those are definitely the stars, as far as I'm concerned, of the new meta. Snake Tamer Nicholas is one of the big favorites as well, but in terms of cards you can slot into more decks, get the Golden Garden Cat and the Kadir's Flying Sword. I'm making gestures with my mouse on here, like circling things, so nobody can see it, so I don't know why I'm bothering. It's quite pretty. It is quite pretty, yes. Mars, you knew immediately the Golden Cat was a great card from the start. That's because you have a thing for cats, dude. We've all seen your Cheshire deck. Oh, needs a drinking out of that today. I do have this thingy, though. There we go. I start that. Okay. So, yeah. And, of course, Fiery Zealot people are using instead of Goblin Bomb Squad just because he looks so freaking awesome. I mean, look at this guy. It's ridiculous, but I love it. Yes, so that's basically the CGC cards. Kadir's Flying Sword, Golden Garden Cat, and Snake Tamer Nicholas should be your priorities for picking up if you don't have enough gems and special tickets in order to just keep opening packs. If you're looking for player store purchases, prioritize those three. After that, probably go for Alicia, maybe Illaggressor if you like the Jane style of gameplay, and then pick up like Religious Confession because that is actually a pretty good card. The universal resource building card that can only be removed for equal cost. Yeah, it's a phenomenally good card. It's a really good card. People are already calling for its nerf though, and I don't want it to be nerfed. We have so few just good cards that are not for gimmick decks. So we're putting on the tinfoil hat, and we're saying that the Golden Garden Cat is awesome. The tinfoil hat is here because DevCat has a habit of nerfing things I like. So don't do it, DevCat. I swear to God, I will find you people. Leave the cat alone. Okay. Use Spring of Memories against Princess Illaggressor, whatever her name is. Yes, it is Princess Illaggressor. Yeah. There's a lot of ways of counteracting Illaggressor. Mukro will do the same thing. Mukro will kill her without activating Alicia properly. Me and Vertsud did a test on that on Thursday night. If you transform Illaggressor before... Well, if you transform the creature that's in the middle before killing it, Alicia will be summoned onto the board and she will put the card back into your hand, but she will not refund the resource cost. The hat suits me. It sounds like an insult. Are you right to say that any non-gimmick deck will have to have cats, 2 or more... 2 resource removals? No, non-gimmick decks don't have to have the cat. The cat is incredibly useful, and if you're running light, and it's like a tempo deck or something like that, then definitely the cat is an excellent choice. But I mean, a lot of decks just don't run light, and don't deliberately put light into your deck just to run the cat. It's a very, very good card, but if you throw your balance off, the cat alone is not going to win you the fight. As for the 2 or more 2 resource removals, you should have those anyway. Any deck that doesn't have like a hunt and a surprise attack, or a command hunting and a hunt, or something like that, is a deck that's gonna struggle. 2 cost resource removals are really, really strong in the game. Most decks will run 1 cost resource removal, 2 cost resource removals, and 1 AoE removal. Just because you have to. Resource removals are too strong in this game. You don't even get excited about new releases anymore because the nerfs always come in the following weeks. Yeah. DevCat's pretty heavy on the nerfs. I've always said that I wish they would lay off the nerfs and instead start buffing cards, but they generally don't. Han, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you around. So yes, you don't have to have the cat, but if you're running a tempo deck that has light in it, definitely consider it. Any deck that I had that runs nature and light, for any tempo deck I had that ran nature and light, for example, I have now taken out any light elf or anything like that I had in it. I've put the Golden Garden Cat in instead, and I've put like an Ambush Vine or a Hidden Spider into green instead, just for a first turn drop. Darius, you hate Mukro. Vertsud spams it. Yes, Vertsud does really enjoy Mukro. He was one of the first people to start singing its praises. So yeah, he's kind of emotionally invested in it. It's a phenomenally good card. An untargeted turn to frog, which works out really, really well against cards like Princess Illaggressor, Jane, Warlords, that kind of thing. Very powerful. I run it in an Alron deck that I've been using. over the last couple of weeks. Very good card. But yeah, difficult to counter. But that's the problem with these removal and transformation spells. You need to have a good selection of them in any deck you run, basically, regardless of what it is. Even aggro decks need a good amount of sort of resource or transformation cards in there. Cat is super gold. Even if you don't run gold, it's still worth having in your deck, in your opinion, Han? Yep, I'd agree. Even if you don't have gold, the +1, +2 resources at levels 1, 2, and 3 is just really, really good. It's a really solid card. Of course, that means the DevCat's going to nerf it, so back on goes the tinfoil hat. Okay. Every time we talk about the Golden Garden Cat, I'm going to have to wear this thing so DevCat doesn't nerf it. Stream stopped, did it? Yeah, hold on. It seems to be okay for me. Yeah, seems to be okay for me. Hold on, let me just check out the Twitch side of things. This is the problem. Oh, it's back now, is it? Okay. That was the other thing I was going to talk to everybody about. I think I am going to start streaming just on Twitch. I don't like to do it because I know a lot of you guys prefer YouTube, but streaming to two separate things at the same time is beginning to cause some problems, and it prevents me from being able to moderate correctly. So I think we'll start switching across to Twitch. So if you haven't set up a Twitch account yet already, maybe do so. You don't need to in order to watch the thing, but you do if you want to chat, apparently. I will still alert everybody on Facebook and Twitter and the Discord, and I will probably just do like a quick video upload for YouTube, just saying we're doing a Twitch thing now, and then take it down after the stream is over for a little while, and then we'll see. But yeah, we're getting a lot of streaming problems, and it's not great. Okay, so yes, that's basically the CGC stuff. When am I going to move across to Twitch? Probably next Sunday onwards. I will almost certainly be running like little bonus live streams, not necessarily Mabinogi Duel related, but little bonus live streams throughout the week, and I'll be doing those on Twitch only as normal. And then on next Sunday, I'll probably just go Twitch only. Question: I said I am replacing Light Elf with the Golden Cat in Tempo decks. Could I talk more about that, since the cat is 2 and the elf is 1 resource? Yes. Okay, so the idea about the Tempo decks obviously is to dictate the pace of the battle. One of the best ways of doing that, of course, is to drop a 1-cost creature card out onto the field, and Elf is really good for that, but there are a lot of other cards that are also pretty good, Skeleton and so on and so forth. The thing about Tempo decks is really you should always be able to drop something on your very first turn, regardless of what it is. So with my Tempo decks, my general structure is to have like an elf, like a light elf, for example, and then something in green, maybe not. Sometimes it's like a hidden spider, just in case of spells, in case they remove the elf for hunt, the hidden spider will come back out. And then darkness, run a skeleton, arrow of revenge, that kind of thing. It's just a very solid, generic starter for Tempo. But with the Golden Garden Cat, the Golden Garden Cat allows you to manipulate Tempo better than standard creatures do, because not only does your opponent need to keep up with your experience gain and with the amount of damage you're outputting and removing you for less than you cost to play, but now they've got to worry about the Golden Garden Cat. If they don't hit it quick, then it's going to start generating so many resources that they simply will not be able to keep up with your tempo. You'll be able to do so much every single turn, they simply won't be able to keep pace with you. Luke, you don't mind about Twitch personally? Good. Missed, you have to download Twitch now. I do apologize. I know, it sucks, but... Projection, you got Twitch and your nickname will be the same as your in-game name. That is good. Excellent. Twitch is better than YouTube. You get, Kappa and Babyface. Yeah. Everyone's going a bit nuts with the emotes. Awesome. Tishna, how long is the stream going on? It will go on for another 2.5 hours or so. Do I ever have any higher cost cards in a deck like that in the Tempo Cat deck? Yes. The idea for Tempo is that you need to have low cost creatures, mid cost creatures, and high cost creatures. So low range, mid range, high range, top range, max range, whatever you decide to call it. So you need to have drops that are powerful for whatever level and however many resources you happen to have. So Lorna's a good one. She's got a really good attack value and her grave cost never goes up, for example. So she's actually one of the rare cards that counts as both low, mid, and high range creature drop, just because her attack gets pretty powerful by level 3. Miss Zero with all of the cats or foxes, whatever they happen to be. So yeah, obviously the tempo deck itself will change accordingly. Sometimes I put Alrons in there. Sometimes for fun I put in Turks. I've even created some tempo decks involving warlords. But all of the basics work as well. You can create a tempo deck, a pretty effective tempo deck with Hunter Rigette and with Snake Tamer Nicholas. Those are both pretty good. I mean, they're good in a whole variety of decks, but they can actually be used to good effect in tempo. Ragnar, if anybody saw my video from 2 weeks ago, that's not a bad tempo card now. So this kind of thing. Would your 3-tier Cheshire Lily deck count for tempo? Your Cheshire Lily deck is control, not tempo. Because it's the whole point of the Cheshires and the Lilies is to control the battlefield. That's the whole point. Let me see. You don't know if that's a tempo deck. Let me just open that up and check. I mean, all of these have bleed overs anyway. Some tempo decks look like control decks. Some control decks look like gimmick decks. Some gimmick decks look like aggro decks. All this kind of thing. Oh yeah, that's your Cheshire thing. That is, I would classify that as tempo control, but with more of an emphasis on the control, because your predominant cards there are Cheshire and Lily, and you're also using a magic sensing bomb. Segi's in there. You're using Agita to bounce cards around with. So the growth is fairly tempo-ish, but the playstyle is more control. Hey Kinta, welcome to the stream, nice to have you. Okay, so yes, are there any more questions, requests, clarifications required for the CGC cards and how they fit into things now? Anybody confused or concerned or questioning about anything? My pleasure, Sloth. Honestly, knowing your archetypes is useful, because it means you can look at a deck, not only one that you've created and figure out, what's the best way to play it, but also other players. If they drop a couple of, like an elf and an elephant right at the beginning, then you know what kind of deck they're running. It's either going to be a chip damage aggro deck, or it's going to be a tempo deck. But that being said, whilst it is useful, don't get too hung up on the terminology. It's useful to know, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you create a deck and it works, you don't really need to know what kind of deck it technically falls under. Turning next, Neon. Yes, we're going to be talking about that. Did I get the special Xena cards, Kinta? No, I don't get special edition cards. The drop rates from the booster packs are appalling, and I don't care about them, honestly. I play card games for the strategy, not for the art. The art's lovely, but it's not why I play it. Missed, what did you miss in the first 10 minutes? We were talking about the new meta that's being born out of the CGC cards and which ones everybody should be paying attention to. In summary, Kadir's Flying Sword, Golden Garden Cat, and Snake Tamer Nicholas are the 3 big players right now. Expect to see those in the meta and expect to see a lot more of them in the coming week. Princess Alicia is also very good in particular decks. And Illaggressor, if you like Jane, you'll love Illaggressor. Getty the King, will I make battles? We will be battling, yes. We're going to have a series of sub-battles once we're done talking about the CGC cards and the upcoming tournament. After that, we'll have some sub-battles, people sign up and so on and so forth. And if we're running low on people signing up for the sub-battles, then now that I'm on my emulator and it's all moving smoothly, as you can see, I can actually jump into and do a couple of fights myself if anybody wants to. Kinta, you really want the Snake Tamer because you have all the snakes. Yeah. You don't really need the snakes alongside the Snake Tamer. He does fine by himself, but yeah, I can see why you would. He's a very, very good card, Snake Tamer Nicholas. Very, very good card. Neon, you're saying the Miss Zero didn't miss anything much. It's not very nice. It's very little insulting. Drown my sorrows in the arc juice. Okay. George, what emulator? I am using Nox emulator. I tried a whole bunch of them, but Nox is the only one that's working perfectly. As you can see, look at all this. Woo, look, I can open up cards and it just happens immediately. I ran a whole bunch of tests with Sloth, Moth, and Vertsuit. over the last couple of days, and yeah, it's working perfectly, which is great. So exciting. You haven't ever watched me duel live, you don't believe. I did when we first started the live streams, but then it turned out that it destroyed my phone, so I stopped. Lukakra, you're signing up for the sub battles. Good, good, good. Excellent. Miss Zero, anyone want the command hunting -1? Is it even worse? Anything? It depends on who you talk to. There was a big contingent of players for a while that was arguing that the command hunting -1 was as good, if not better, than the neutral and the +1 variants, but honestly, most people have settled down into the neutral. The normal variants now, light command hunting and normal command hunting, +1s and -1s. The cost / the damage changes aren't really worthwhile, so you might be able to get something from it. It depends, but I wouldn't say much. So as the man, you use Nox too. Hey. You don't, Sloth, you don't think you were here for the first couple live streams? Yeah, probably. George, try it out. Good, yep, give it a go. It worked perfectly right out of the box for me, but you might need to edit your VTX settings in your BIOS. And if you don't know what I mean by that, just hope it works right out of the box. You're in town. Thief's Pocket is terrible card, right? 3 rolls, yeah. Yeah, Thief's Pocket, for anybody who doesn't know, is this card, and yeah, it's terrible. We said it was terrible on Thursday, and it's proven to be terrible. It's just a bad, bad card. Why on earth you would want to spend 3, 4, and 5 resources to only steal 1? I mean, it drops your opponent's resources by 1, it increases your resources by 1, so that's technically a 2 resource differential, but it's too expensive. Neon, you're signing up for all rounds of Duel. Becca says the headphone is cool, is it? Thank you. I thought it looked a little bit too bulky at first, but yeah. Think about the cat that bothers you. For almost any other card, there's a way to punish the user if you anticipate it, but you can't think of anything beyond an even trade for the cat. A lot of cards are like that. Elf is like that. You can technically punish it for heavy offering, but it's still just a 1 cost. It's still an even resource trade. Most of these solid cards that you see a lot are even resource trades, or unpunishable, really. So, you know, it's tricky. Like Goblin Bomb Squad is a really, it's virtually impossible to punish a Goblin Bomb Squad, for example. It's virtually impossible to punish an elf or an elephant. It's virtually impossible, honestly, to punish eagles and Lins. Those are really difficult to punish because even if you anticipate them coming in, you've still got to deal with the damage that comes out. So, you know, you'll spend resources on freezing it or cocooning it, but then you've also got to spend resources on removing it after that, at which point you've paid the cost of the card. So don't get too hung up on the fact that you can't punish the cat. There's a lot of cards you can't punish. I need to learn to do the cover-up that Yu-Gi-Oh! Streamers do so they can't get stream sniped. I don't care about getting stream sniped, is the thing. Arc, could we make a toot tourney? What's a toot tourney? Test tourney. A test tourney on that stream. Yes, we're going to talk about the tournament, and one of the things we're going to talk about is creating a quick test tournament, either some point this coming week or next Sunday. I don't have to cover the bottom. I mean, I can do that very easily if I want to. Mist. All I have to do is just sort of drag the thing down on OBS. It's not a big deal, but I don't care about getting sniped. So when the tournament happens, obviously we'll have we'll make sure that everybody goes into their settings and actually turns off the reveal the cards kind of thing, and we'll make sure that kind of thing doesn't happen. But other than that, we don't need to worry about it. Alex Brown going fully experimental in sub battle today. I like it. Nice. Sultan Elf can be punished with Shredder. No. Light variant punishes with -1 HP. That's not a punish. That's punish is a very specific word in card games, and the -1 HP is not a punish. Bomb squads have soft counters like Betrayal and Litchi. I mean, technically, so does the cat. But you can betray the cat onto your side, and then the cat will give you resources. But those don't count as punishes, and they're not. I mean, it's not even a soft counter. A Betrayal and a Litchi is not a soft counter to a bomb squad. It's not any kind of a counter to a bomb squad. So, as I say, I get it if the cat bugs you, but it's important to differentiate between I don't like this card and this card is overpowered or needs a nerf or needs to be dealt with in some particular way. It's completely understandable if you don't like the cat. You don't want to run it in your deck, but it annoys you when people run in yours because it's a card that demands a response. But nevertheless, I mean, you know, there are a lot of cards like that. Why have we done Punish Book? It is a good question. Calpesh, welcome to the stream. You suppose everyone will figure out something in time? Yeah, I mean, the cat's not overpowered. It's a strong card. It's a good card. It's a very good card. But it's not overpowered. It can be removed for its cost, and once you've removed it once or twice, it becomes more difficult to bring the cat out again. Betrayal plus Tanor on the cat could be really good. That would be amusing, certainly. Yeah, Euripides and all the rest of it. Yeah. Miss Zero, you ready for the CGC duel? Excellent. Good. A gift from Exoquinta. Thank you very much, Exoquinta. I appreciate that. Goes towards cards, goes towards decks. I'm going to use all of these gems I'm getting to try to get my Secretus. Okay, so nobody seems to have any more... Oh, hold on. What's the drop rate of Cat and Tamer? You haven't opened the CG... Well, I opened 1,400 gems worth of cards, and I got 7 cats. I only have 6 here because I gave one away to Morte. So I opened up 1,400 gems, and I got 7 cats and 4 Nicholases. So that's the general drop rate. What's the thing? Yeah, okay. Everyone's just saying hello to everyone else. Good, excellent. Everyone being so polite. Nice. Okay, so yeah, that seems to be everything about the CGC. The cat is obviously causing... I've seen a lot of people complain about the cat. I just really hope they don't nerf it. I'm so tired of DevCat nerfing good cards. I'm so tired of playing decks that are full of cards that are fine, but not, you know, you don't play them and think, yay! Arc, I forget that the Zat is overpowered. The DevCat, the main reason being... Okay, so, alright, so the cat is overpowered because the game is made by DevCat, yes. Cat is love, cat is life, and a lot of resources, yes. Hello, Gallimir, welcome to the stream. You opened 22 packs and got 0 cats. Ouch. Ouch. You're surprised I didn't make Cat Merchant a staple, yeah. Yeah, actually, now that you pointed that out, yeah, I'm surprised the Cat Merchant isn't one of the super-powered cards. I got a lot of Cat Merchant cards in the game. Cat Merchant of Darkness, the Robotic Cat Merchant, whose name I forget right now. And none of them are any good whatsoever, yeah. You'd think that their mascot would actually be better than he was. Okay, what's a gift from Whippy, Sloth, and another gift from Whippy. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. 10 gems from Sloth and 3,000 golds from Whippy. Very nice, that's all going to help. Okay, so it looks like nobody has any more questions today. Error, you opened up so many packs and got a buttload of tailors. Oh, ouch. Yeah, Kadir's Tailor Guys, yeah, really bad card. That's unfortunate. Cat decks is the new meta. Cat is one of the new meta cards, absolutely. Yeah, but in terms of meta decks, as in cards that you build decks around, this guy's the new meta. You're going to see a lot more Snake Tamer Nicholas now, especially since he got into the top 10 twice in this last round. So be aware of him. Expect to see him. I was running a test Snake Tamer Nicholas deck this morning, actually, trying it out. And my very first fight, I went up against Rafir, 4th Dan player, being in the top 10 a bunch of times, as far as I remember. And he was also running Snake Tamer Nicholas. Came right down to the wire. So yeah, expect to see a lot more Nicholas. And Error, good luck in getting a hold of some good cards. Could you see my Tamer deck, Moth? I think I probably scrapped it and then started getting testy with it. I think I mutated it. Hey, that kitty, it needs to be looked at with a nerf bat for sure. It's really, really good in PvP, but the fact that should not be overlooked is PvG as well. Please stop telling DevCat to nerf cards I like. Here we go, back with the hat. Okay. Alright, so I really don't want to see the cat nerfed, and I'll tell you why. Because the cat is actually one of those really solid cards. It is good value, it's good to play, it's excellent when it works, and if it doesn't work, you're like, okay, whoops, no big deal. And there are so few cards like that. The problem with continually nerfing cards like this is that you get what we have right now, which was kind of just a homogeneous bleh. Most of the cards that we use in the game are not really very exciting. I mean, look at this deck here. You know, Magic Missile, Goblin Bomb Squad, Surprise Attack. I mean, I'm using Skathak and Nerev because it's a variation on the Archangels deck, but for most people, you know, it's Elf, it's Elephant, you throw in some Surprise Attacks, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because every time we get a really good card, just a good card, not overpowered, just good, DevCat decides to hammer it to death. Stop doing that! Leave the good cards alone. If they're overbalancing the meta, if they're too powerful, buff the other cards. Stop trying to make everything shit. Okay, you guys, rant over. Everyone relax. You opened 5 and got 2 cats and an Illaggressor. That's not bad. Cat is just way too powerful there, Twilight. It's not! It's a good... This is the problem. Because all of the vast majority of cards in Mabinogi Duel are basically shit or really underpowered, everybody views underpowered as the norm. Underpowered should not be the norm. Cat is actually the norm. Cat should be the norm. It's a good card. Maybe I could run the Snake Tamer deck in the stream. I think I started stripping out bits and pieces just to... experiment with various things. I don't think it exists in its original format anymore. Sultan, that was you testing Akora and Snake Tamer. Well, was that you? There you go. Close fight. Close fight. He's going to get nerfed by making Dimensional Snake Mamba and Abu Snake summonable. That would be fantastic. Moth, thank you very much. Kinte, you just opened a Moon Bunny. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Cheers. Good job. Make Cat the norm. Yes, make Cat, make that level of power the norm. Make it so that all cards are fun and useful. What the hell, DevCat? Not everything needs to be a boring elf. Jesus. Leave the cat alone. Buff everything else. A gift from We Humanity, 5 gems. Thank you very much, We Humanity. I really appreciate that. Goes towards cards, which goes towards videos. Alright, so, unless anybody else wants to start me off on another rant, we'll move on to the tournament. Okay, so, let me just get my notes. I have a bunch of post-it notes with tournament stuff that we've been writing on it. Yeah. Here. Okay. Incidentally, if anybody hears like a low rumbling, don't worry about it. The dog's asleep under the desk. Just in case everybody thinks that I've got like an airplane in my backyard or something. People hate what's good. Buff is the one true way. Exactly. Buff what is bad. Do not nerf what is good. Buff what is bad. Elementary logic, people. You want your game to be enjoyable. Buff cards. Stop nerfing them. Okay. Number 13 needs a nerf. She's still powerful. Shinami. Don't you start me off. I will destroy them. Okay. All right. So tournament. First of all, we're just going to start out with the general. Okay. So general overview here. All right. So here's the plan. We're hoping to set up a proper tournament. And by proper tournament, I mean proper tournament, like an actual esports tournament. Now, the first one is obviously going to be absolutely chaotic and no doubt turn out to be an utter mess. But nevertheless, aim high, right? So it's going to be a proper tournament, like you see, you know, with the little brackets, you know, 2 people fight, 1 is eliminated, they move up, and so on and so forth. You will be able to bring 1 deck to the tournament, and you must use that deck throughout the entire tournament. However, you will also be allowed what is called sideboards. And for everybody who doesn't know what a sideboard is, that is basically a collection of individual cards that you are allowed to switch in and out of your deck between each fight as you choose. You are allowed 4 cards in your sideboard, and after each fight, once you've won and moved up, you can move as many of those cards in and out as you want. And you can do that every single time. Carapace, you're up for the tournament. Nice, good. Watch Game Course video of buff versus nerfs to understand better why buffs are good while nerfs are hurtful, but can sometimes but not always useful. Can sometimes be but are not always useful. Yeah. I don't know who Game Core is, but he seems to be agreeing with me, so go watch it. Okay, so yeah, that's the idea. It's going to be 1 battle, win or lose, eliminated or move up. We're not going to be doing like best of 3s. That would take forever, but we might consider it for future tournaments if people choose that. So let's say we start out with 10 people. That would be 5 fights, you know, 1 versus 1, 1 versus 1, and then they would move up, and the winners would each be bracketed off and would fight each other. The winners would move up, the winners would move up, and so on and so forth until it was 2 people left at the end. Winner takes all. Hello, Lucas. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about the tournament that's upcoming. The rules for decks in the tournament are no duplicate cards, so you can't have elf and light elf, or 2 surprise attacks, or 2 hunts, or anything like that. And like elf and elf +1 and elf and light elf, those count as duplicates, so no duplicates, because otherwise it would just be a mess of control decks. Next is, we will only be allowing Generation 1 until Forest of the Dead, which means no CGC cards in the tournament. They're a bit untested as yet, and we don't know what is going to throw the meta off. And some people can't quite afford them right now anyway, what with the requirement of 30 gems and special tickets and so on and so forth. So, no CGC. Only Generation 1 to FOD. No collaborations. So no C1, C2, CLOs, TBTs, BLZs, none of that. And no EXT or SIH cards either. It has to be from Generation 1, Generation 2, all the way up to Forest of the Dead, but only from those generations. And no gimmick decks. Before you register your deck and your sideboard, you will send the deck to me, as well as the sideboard cards you're planning on using, in a private message. I will look over it, and I will make sure that it is not, in fact, a gimmick deck, and does not have the potential to turn into a gimmick deck. Calpesh, you were hoping for CGC cards. Yeah, we had a big conversation about it on the Discord. Initially, I was for CGC. I thought it would be quite interesting to mix it all up. But the problem is, and people pointed this out to me, and they were quite right, the problem is that if we allow CGC, it does give certain people an advantage and certain people a disadvantage. So because with the special ticket requirement and the 30 gems, it's really, really expensive, especially for relatively new players. And I don't want the tournament to just be veteran players who have a lot of money to burn. Mist Zero, can you move over 4 cards from your deck into the sideboard, so basically making your deck lower than 12 cards? Interesting question. I don't see why not. You were going to use 2 cats, so you sold time. Well, you can't. Yeah, can you... Okay, so the question is basically, are you allowed to have less than 12 cards in your deck in the tournament? Unless somebody points out why that's a bad idea. Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah, I don't see why not. Because you can move them around. I mean, it's not like you have to save them. It's not like, you move 1 card in out of your sideboard and switch it out, and then that card's gone forever. You can move them around as much as you like. You'll basically be allowed to bring 16 cards to the duel, to every individual fight, and you can mix those 16 cards in however you like. So no double Cheshire deck mods. No double Cheshire decks. No double anything decks. Yeah, Pegasus wants to know if Saul's planning on using his deck. Yes, for everyone who hasn't seen, Pegasus did upload a video with 2 Golden Garden cats in it, which was nice. Okay, so yes, so that's a general overview of the tournament, and that's the tournament rules. Hello, Nick Stalker. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. So that's the tournament overview, tournament rules. Next up is the plans for the tournament. Now, we are... it's a secret. We are discussing the exact tournament schedule and timetable and so on and so forth over on the Discord server, the Special Arcanauts Discord server. If you're not a member already, hold on. If you're not joined up already and you want to be, because you want to get involved in the tournament, either in its planning, or you just want to keep up to date with it, or you want to get involved in the test will not be announced publicly. It will only be announced on the Arcanauts Discord server. So if you want to get involved in the test tournament some point this week, sign up for it. There's the link in the description, in the chat box. Hello, Zick. Welcome to the stream. Shark Hunter deck would be great, but Hunter is banned. Yes, I'm afraid so. Brown, where do you sign up? There's no like official sign up sheet right now, but if you want to get involved in the testing and you want to declare your interest immediately, because there will be a limited number of slots, then go to the Arcanauts Discord channel that I just linked and go to the tournaments text channel and just post in there letting me know that you're interested, and I'll make a note of your name, so anybody that does that is going to get priority when we start building the tournament sort of structure, as it were. Okay, so yeah, as far as plans go for the tournament, the idea is that at some point this week, if I have time and if everybody else's schedules come together properly, we will run a test tournament that will happen one evening, and it will be Twitch only, and I will only announce it in the Arcanauts Discord channel. And then either next Sunday, 7 days from now, or the Sunday after that, we will actually try to do the real tournament. Before the real tournament starts, I will announce it a few days in advance everywhere. So it probably won't be next week. It probably won't be 7 days from now. It'll probably be 14 days from now. But we will. The date is flexible, so we can mess around with the date and the time to try to suit as many people as possible. Shinami, Nox does work. Just need to play around with settings to get it run smooth. Nice. Good. Excellent. I'm really enjoying it. Enjoying it. You're doing an internet duel sloth and you're battling against another double Cheshire deck. Ouch. Okay. Mayo, thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate it. Okay, so yes, if you want to get involved in the tournament, go to the Discord channel, which has been linked in the chat. If you need it to be linked again, just let me know. Or if you're watching the archive version of this live stream, just talk to me on any social media or the subreddit, and I'll send you the thing. Sure, it's not a ghost. Yeah, so you're sure you're not actually fighting the cat merchant in a mirror duel? I think that's everything that's important. We had the overview, we did the rules, Discord channel, test tournament sometime this week. I will announce a week in advance when the real tournament is. Yeah. So does anybody have any questions, suggestions, concerns, or recommendations regarding the tournament? Something I forgot to mention is that the battles will be live streamed. So that will be like a proper big tournament live stream, and then the live stream itself will obviously be archived. We will probably do the first series of battles up to the quarterfinals on one stream, and then we'll do the quarterfinals to the finals on a separate live stream, just because otherwise I think it's going to take too long, but we'll see. Shinami, what's the prizes for winning in the tourney? That we haven't really discussed yet. DevCat hasn't really provided any good way for handing out prizes in-game. So, I mean, we can offer gold, but then the other person has to put up a lot of cards for particular cost, and it's hard. And obviously I have almost no gold at any given moment in time because because I keep buying cards to make videos out of. So the first, what the current thinking is right now is for the first tournament, there's three possibilities. Either some generous benefactor decides to donate some prizes, and I'll sort that out. Two, there are no prizes for the first tournament. It is literally just bragging rights, as it were, so that everyone can see your fame and glory. Or three, I may offer something like a $10 Google Play or iTunes gift coupon thing. What are they called? Gift card. That's it. Something like that. What are we doing? Oh, good lord. Shinami's going to donate a slap to the winner. not a card, just an actual psh. This generation turned out much better than you thought at first. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with this current CGC generation release. I like it. There's a lot of good cards. I mean, Alicia, Il Aggressor, the Golden Cat, the Golden Garden guys, the Hunter Vigette, the Snake Tamer Nicholas, Kadir's Flying Sword. It's nice. G1 only tournament would be awesome to have, Miss Zero. I don't think most people would sign up for that, but we can certainly do like a mini one. Will I be joining the tournament? No, I won't be joining the tournament. I will be commentating the battles. Neon wants to sub battles up now. Yep. To be honest, when you think about it, G1 has some of the best cards in the game. Yep, I agree. That's why they keep reprinting them. This double Cheshire deck you're fighting against is also running a Machine Cat Merchant. Good lord. Having Arc in the stream would be also... I am in the stream. I'm running the stream. Only way to sell cards, at least gold cost. Yeah. Alex Brown, you'll donate an Urgent Arrest card. Good god, that would be very generous. Very generous. Wow. So yeah, if you go into the tournament thing, we'll definitely discuss that. If so, that's wow. Let's have Steam cards be the price of the first tourney you want them cards. I don't think some people even use Steam. CGC needs more new gold cards, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a bit weird that in a city of gold, there aren't that many gold cards. And I think there's only like, what, 2? 3. There's 3 unique gold cards in it. Weird. Twilight, having issues with connection, no, I meant. Yeah. Have I played Golden Garden Cat in PvG yet? If the cat was only good, you'd be fine with that. Wholehearted, you love that cat too. I've played, well, I mean, the thing with PvG is that anything works. But yeah, as far as ghost plays go, yeah, the Golden Garden Cat is powerful for the ghosts to play them because it allows them to continually generate up the resources and so on and so forth. The thing with the cat is, and I'm just going to double check this, but I'm pretty sure, because I did rookie like 2 days ago, and I've done a lot since then. Golden Garden. I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. Yeah, for heaven's sake. Garden cat. There's a garden golden cat. No, I'm just gonna type in cat. It's not showing up. Where are you? I don't even know why I'm doing that, actually. I'm so used to looking these things up on my browser because my phone was moving so slow. There we go. Yeah, okay, so I'm right. So yeah, 7, 10, 13. Yeah, the thing about the Golden Garden Cat is that it'll die immediately to Trap in the Castle. So if you don't have a removal for the Golden Garden Cat, you should. But if you don't, Trap in the Castle kills it, Surprise Attack kills it, Hunt kills it, literally everything 2-cost kills it. Basically, I mean, if the opponent was going to drop any kind of 2-cost thing, you can kill it. So it definitely demands an answer, and you may need to redesign rookie decks in order to deal with it, but it should only be a slight adjustment, not like number 13, where you had to completely readjust the whole frickin' thing. But, I mean, that's a good thing. Right? I mean, I've never really understood this thing that people have. You know, I hate this card, it's overpowered because my deck can't beat it. Well yeah, that's what new cards do. They force you to create new decks. If you never had to adjust your deck, everyone would just be running G1 cards. So the cat's irritating, absolutely, but it's not that difficult to deal with in PvG. But yeah, has to be dealt with, and you have to adjust slightly. Machine Cat Merchant is next on your bucket list, Kinta. Good. Ark will be commentator and judge, yes. Calpesh is accepting Alex's donation. You put an urgent arrest in the prize pool for the tournament, Alex Brand. That would be incredibly generous of you, and I really do appreciate it. I really do. I mean, you know, British, so it's hard for me to show emotions, but I do. Really, deep down. Ms. Zero, you're getting Persona 5 Special Edition in the mail on Tuesday, but still have no PS4 to play it on. Send help. Yes, you are beyond help. Calpesh, you like traps? Yeah, trap is cool. When you get search and address, cool. Yeah, well, we'll see if anybody else wants to donate anything to the prize pool as well. I mean, the urgent arrest is more than enough, but if anybody else feels generous, by all means donate. That would be awesome. And then I will... I'll hold the cards in escrow. And then... Yeah, I'll hold the cards in escrow, and then I will pass them on to the winner. That's what we'll do. Once they have enough gold and whatnot in order to purchase them. Although we could actually just trade them straight up now. Except no, because we'd have to spoof our locations because you can only trade via Soul Link. Okay, no, it has to be the money thing. Okay, never mind. Thinking aloud, don't worry about it. All right, so what we say? Yes, yeah, I will not be participating in the battles myself, but you know, I mean, if anybody wants to have an exhibition match either before the tournament or after the tournament, by all means, you know, maybe after the tournament winner has won, I'll do an exhibition match with them or something like that. I don't know. Sounds weird now that I'm saying it out loud. Okay. So, are there any more questions, suggestions, requests, or anything, really, regarding the tournament. Otherwise, we'll move into the sub-battles now, and I'll just get everything ready while you guys think of any questions. The whiteboard did not work out last time, so I'm using post-it notes. Shame about that whiteboard. My hand's clean again, though. Alright, let's see. Okay. Use blue for round 1. No questions, suggestions, queries, or requests, it seems, so let's move into... Oh, hold on a second. So about how many people are entering the tourney, George? At the moment, we haven't done a proper count. It's only basically this last week that we started talking about actual timetables. But I know that 3 people for sure, just off the top of my head, have signed up, and I'm pretty sure more people have as well. Okay, Neon's been like champing at the bit for the sub battle, so Neon will be up first. Is Arc's juice really just Kool-Aid? Learn more at 11. I'm not American, so I don't know where I get my hands on any Kool-Aid. I'm not saying it's not Kool-Aid, just it would be really impressive of me if I had managed to find some. What are we saying? Blah, blah, blah. So Calpish is up for the sub battle as well. So I'll do that. Calpish. Brown is up for the sub battle. We'll put you down, Brown. Mist is up for a sub battle. So Brown versus Mist. Brown, you're going to lose so bad today. No, man. Mist is just ready to go. Excellent. Okay. The rule for today is that your deck must contain at least 1 CGC card. That is a card from... Where's my camera? There we go. There's a card from this generation, at least 1. Oh yeah, Sloss. Yeah, thank you for that. Calpesh, you're up for a battle. Yeah, I know, we've already written you down for fighting Neon. Luke, you're up for it as well. Okay. Neon's on. Sultan, you're up for sub battles. Cool, cool. You'll go up against Luke then. Okay, so far... We have Neon versus Calpesh, then Brown versus Mist, then Lucarcry versus Sultan. To anybody who may be new, who doesn't know what's happening, if you want to have a fight live on the stream, that between, not with me, but with anybody in the chat, that I will then spectate and commentate over, just post in the chat, just letting everybody know that you're up for a fight and what your in-game name is. Neon, and no gimmick and pseudo gimmick. Yes, thank you for reminding me, Neon. Yes, no gimmick and no pseudo gimmick. Okay, so we don't want to see any Gates of Hell. We don't want to see any Theozeniors or Parnox or anything like that. Okay, skill-based decks, not gimmick decks. And reskins don't count as CGC cards. yeah, okay. I was gonna be a little bit relaxed about that, but yeah, for now at very least, thank you for the gems, Albaster, I really appreciate it. But yeah, for now at any rate, yeah, no reskins. It has to be one of the unique ones, so it has to be like one of these snakes, or the Golden Garden Cat, Religious Confession, one of these new ones. Whippy, you want to battle? Okie dokie, let's write you down. Pegasus, do you want to fight? You want to fight Whippy? George will fight Vertsud if he's up for it. I don't even know if he's online. Vertsud, if you are online, speak now, forever hold your peace. Okay, so we need somebody to fight Whippy. George is up for fighting Vertsud and apparently nobody else. All right, we'll get an opponent for Whippy, and then we'll fight. Then that'll be round 1. That'll be 4 separate fights. I think everybody's scared of Whippy. Come on, don't let his 10th Dan title scare you off. Vertude is online, is he? I am so enjoying this. Oh yeah, there he is. I'm so enjoying this. Emulator. So nice. You got a score to settle with him, do you, George? Well, in the meantime, would you like to fight Whippy instead? Because it doesn't look like Vertsuit's paying attention. Which he will be severely punished for later in the Discord channel. Mist equals 0. Well, missed 0, so I don't know. If I'm using an emulator, never purchase gems in it. That's how people get banned from Google Play. That seems extremely unusual, given that I know a lot of people that run nothing but emulators, and they've never had a problem with Google Play. Because it's not against the terms and conditions, which is so... Kinta for some reason, you've pop first dan. PvP first dan. Yeah, that just means that you've gone from PvP rank 10 all the way up to rank 1, and then now you're PvP first dan. And now you have to go into the Mastery Arena if you want to climb that up. Will, you're in. Okay. Alright, so it'll be Will versus Whippy. Whippy Will. I like that. Alright, so that's round 1 sorted out then. Deadpool, greetings. Welcome to the stream, just in time for the sub-battles. Although you missed everything related to the new CGC meta and the tournament talk. So disappointed in you. Alright, so the first battle is Neon versus Kalpesh. Second battle is Brown versus Mist. Third battle is Lucarcry versus Sultan. Fourth battle is Whippy versus Will. A lot of strong players, yes. And with every week, they get stronger and stronger. Alright, so whenever you guys are ready, Neon and Kalpesh, the word is goat. And actually, if somebody does run the Sacred Goat, they will get my my seal of approval, my favorite deck badge. Pegasus is the strongest. Yoo-hoo, everyone. Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the stream. Will, you want to versus Shinami? Okay, so, well, Shinami wants to versus Vertsud, and you want to versus Tsunami. Deadpool, I use Nox emulator. It's really good. Very smooth, very stylish, very professional. Worked right out of the box for me. You tried running the Sacred Goat, couldn't make him work. Well, he is a terrible card. I didn't say he would be any good. I just said he would automatically earn the player my favorite deck badge. Kalpesh is ready. Good. Pegasus, you're not strong. You're very strong. We know you're very strong. Deadpool, no. Well, I'm afraid, yes. You were given fair warning and you failed. You failed me. It's a goat. And we can watch this on the emulator. So nice, so nice. Good. Okay, so Kengi up at the top, Neon down at the bottom. 3 mutants on Kengi's side and only 2 resources. Interesting. And Neon with 1 mutant. Out comes Arcadean's Flying Sword. Immediately buffs into defense, which protects it from Holy Spear. But not from Paralyzing Bullets. Down it goes. Unfortunate. Okay, so that puts Kengi into the lead experience-wise. Neon decides to charge up and sees where this goes. You tried putting butts nuts, not working. Okay. Neon summons the Golden Garden Cat. Yay! Hooray for kitties. Kengi can remove that quite easily, though, with the surprise attack, and he does so. Boom. Both players now ready to level up. And Neon does so. Followed by Kengi. Yes, there we go. Okay. So, Neon is leading in terms of resources. Discards into blue, which is quite interesting. We're going to see a counterspell, countersummon. Oh. The O is a 0. Yes. New name. Oh, and out comes the Goblin Chieftain. Not a +1, just a standard Goblin Chieftain. Interesting. Back. Okay. Reconnecting. Sorry about that, guys. Ugh, I think we went down. I'm going to have to... turn this up and restart it, aren't I? Oh, no, we're back. Good. Okay. Yes, so I apologize for that. Scottish internet, what are you going to do? Anyway, we didn't miss the entire fight. So, yes, as predicted, there goes the Light Angel Orperia -1 to bring out the Goblin Chieftains again. It's alive! It's alive. Yeah. I apologize, guys. Ugh. Okay. Vampire comes out in front of the Goblin Chieftain, which is quite interesting, taking less health than he would have if he'd taken it off the Orperia, but blocking the higher damage creature. Betrayal comes out, is immediately blocked by Counterspell. Holy Missile then comes out. That is going to take Vampire down within kill range of the Goblin Chieftain, unfortunately. Gimmick, burn him. The Resurrection decks, yeah, they're... They probably do count as pseudo-gimmick, honestly, Resurrection decks. Out comes Undine and Rigette. Okay, interesting. Out comes the Gold Rush, getting prepared for more Goblin Chieftains when it eventually goes down. And the damage comes out. There's not really much to commentate on here, really. I mean, this is an old deck. This is G2 era deck that Kengi's running here, basically. I used to have a variation of this myself, like a year ago. It's been a long time since we've seen it, because the meta became so sort of anti-resurrection. There were so many ways of countering Orperia with Cocoon Trap and Free Summon and Undini and all the rest of them. She kind of fell out of favor. There was even a specific card that was created just for cards like Orperia, which was Resurrection Summoning Bomb, something like that. Okay, so the Flame Mission comes out, and that deals with, you know, the Goblin and the Angel of various attack values. They've no longer really got anything to go. What was the CGC card Kengi used? Well, we lost track and my internet was down, so I don't know. Kengi and Neon are going to have to tell us. Akura and Rigette, yes. It's a good combination, actually. A lot of people are running it. Out comes the, yeah, and then the Feathers of Phoenix. Out comes Orperia, out comes the Goblin Chieftain. Resurrection Sensing Bomb is G4 Arc. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that after G2 release, the Resurrection decks became a lot less popular, because so many cards started to get released that countered Resurrection decks, and there was a card that was specifically released to counter Resurrection decks, which was the Resurrection Bomb. Seal the Grave. Oh, yeah. G3 and G4 came out at almost the same time. They were really going close. Very, very close. Very, very close. I think I might have cheated on the rule, Kengi. It is these Resurrection decks. I'm going to open this up to the chat. Generally, I consider them to be pseudo gimmick, personally. But tell me in the chat. What does everybody think? Is the Goblin Chieftain Orperia a pseudo gimmick, or is it okay? Where's the CGC there? We don't know. Kengi, you'll have to tell us what the CGC was. Gimmick and no CGC. Well, there was no CGC seen. Might have been in the deck, though. And is pseudo-gimmick. People do seem to be agreeing that it is pseudo-gimmick. It does meet a number of the criteria points for gimmick decks, in that if you disrupt the Orperia's... well, if you disrupt the Resurrection side of the combo, then the entire deck does fall apart. So... Kalpesh technically won that, but I think the people's favorite is Neon. Any deck with Orperia is gimmick, coupled with Feather definitely... Well, not any deck with Orperia. I run a couple of decks with Orperia in them that aren't gimmick. She's just really good for getting creatures back out onto the field. But yeah, decks that are based around, like designed around the Resurrection format are generally pseudo-gimmick, yeah. Kalpesh, it was Golden Cat, was it? Ah, okay, okay. How much does a Karma go for? You mean a Karam? Because there isn't a card called Karma. Why you always hit with the pseudo gimmick decks, Neon? It's just something about you, buddy. Kalpesh, yeah. I think everyone's agreed that that was a pseudo gimmick. Not for next time, right? Not for next time. Switch to Twitch. Missed. Okay, good plan. Good plan. All right, so up next is Brown versus Mist Zero. So, there we go. Butts Nuts versus Mist Zero. Whenever you guys are prepared, ready, set, goat. Don't I have you on my thing, Mist? I should do. Don't know why you're not showing up. It's weird. Stream crashed again? No, it shouldn't have. Hold on. No. Shouldn't have. Still running from me, and the internet's still up. That's just your internet. Thank God for that. Not to be mean, Lukaku, but if there's going to be a problem at either one of our ends, I'd much prefer that it was a problem at yours. You cannot add Mist Zero. Oh, there's Mist Zero. Good, good. I was wondering why it wasn't showing up. Well, you can see Mist Zero's username on my screen, Brown, so... I don't know if that helps. The only CGC card you got is a reprint known as Does That Count? It doesn't really, but we'll probably relax the rule for rounds 2 and 3 a little bit for people that simply don't have CGC cards, but still want to do the sub-battles. Sticks a sticky note behind Neon's back. It says, please use a gimmick deck. Mist is not in game. Mist, I can see it. Sweet. Always lose to gimmick decks, my god. Well, we'll put you into round 2, Neon. Don't worry. Don't worry. Buttsnuts is offline. I see both Buttsnuts and Miss Zero online. You guys do not have each other added as friends, apparently. Because both of you are right here. I can see you. Thank goodness Lukaku has crappy internet. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, the O is a 0. It is MYSTZER 0 for Mist Zero. But yeah, if both of them are online, but both of them are appearing as offline to the other, then they do not have each other added as friends. It's working now, is it? Good, 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 good. There we go. Excellent. Spectate.
Magicians and summoners.
All right, here we go. Buttsnuts up at the top. Brown. Would you say brown? I don't like saying Buttsnuts. And Miss Zero down at the bottom. 4 mutants on brown side, 1 mutant on Mist Zeros, both of them using triple resource decks. Out comes the Golden Garden Cat right out of the gate. Leaving Mist Zero, of course, at 0, 0, and 0. Ooh, Brown decides to ignore the Golden Garden Cat. Bold move. Bold move. The Golden Garden Cat's resource charging ability means that the Golden Garden Cat has now just cost an equivalency of 1 rather than the 2. Dangerous Squirrel. Awesome. Okay, are we going to see a Dangerous Squirrel deck? That would be fantastic. If so, already Brown has my favorite deck in this particular match. Yay, more Dangerous Squirrels! Squee! I do like this deck. I've never been able to create it myself because I just don't have enough Dangerous Squirrels, but it's a really fun deck. Why would I not like saying Buttsnuts? It's one of the most fun names. Yes, but I am very cultured, you know, Moth. I like to speak like this, and I drink my tea with my pinky finger raised, and butts and nuts. It's just so uncouth. Out comes Kizio's Flying Sword from Mist Zero. So 2 of the favorite meta cards right now. More Dangerous Squirrels coming out, charging themselves up. And that little Dangerous Squirrel just keeps on chipping away. Golden Garden Cat continuing to charge up. He won't get his extra resource growth because there's no gold on Miss Zero's side, but nevertheless it'll still be good. Lychee comes out and deals with one of the Dangerous Squirrels, severely wounding the second one. Brown yet to increase to level 2, and Miss Zero ready to increase to level 3. This is concerning. Very concerned. These nuts, damn nuts. Rayhan, what did you miss? All kinds of awesome things. Neon, sign you up against Pegasus for next round. Will do, will do. Okay, so Miss Zero reaches level 3. Brown staying at level 1. Squirrels are protecting Butts' nuts. George, you are on fire today, buddy. It's a Chip and Dale deck, Sloth. Yes. Okay, everybody, sing it with me together. Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale, when there's danger. God, I love that show. Okay, so Brown, basically how he predicted, kind of got a bit messed up there, but nevertheless, Dangerous Squirrels deck. That's yeah. So congratulations to Mist Zero. Brown gets my deck of approval. Approved deck rating. Zohai, what did you miss? You missed talk about the CGC meta, talk about the tournament that's upcoming, and the test tournament this week. And you missed a couple of subs. I'm very disappointed in you. Thank you, Moss. Okay, up next is Lukaku versus Sultan. Which, given that I keep wanting to pronounce that name, Sultan, I hope is using a lot of gold cards. And also women. You better have a dancer in there, buddy. Slip finger, Miss Zero. Oh, well. Alright, so Lukaku and Sultan, when you guys are ready, ready, set, go. I don't see you online, though. Why, neither of you online. Who's fighting next? You guys are fighting next. Kalpesh, you're up for the next battle. It'll have to be the next round. We haven't started the new round yet. We're going to finish off Lukaku versus Sultan, then Whippy versus Will, and then it's a whole new round, and we'll do that again. I guess you can say there shouldn't be any nuts near any butts. Well, that would be a little homophobic. You don't feel like you won, Miss Zero. You won technically. But, yes, the hearts and minds of the people were won by all the little squirrels protecting butts as nuts. Alright, we're just waiting on Lukaku versus Sultan. Zohaib, you want a sub battle? Okay. Downstream again, so sad. Cripes, really? No, shouldn't be. I'm still up. I can still see myself going. Yeah, still fine. Thought you still didn't manage to prepare your deck. No, I was very clear. Zohaib, I'll write your name down just for round 2. Thingy. Leave you for 2 minutes to add solemn created deck. Can you versus against Shinami deck? Will, your Vertsuit. Okay, good. Sloth, you'll join round 2? Okay, you can go up against Zohaib. Alright. Will, you're going up against Whippy right after the Lukaku versus Sultan fight. So we might just bump Whippy and Will up to fighting now, and then Lukaku and Sultan afterwards. If that works. And then in round 2, Will, you can fight against Shinami. Brown wants to do a rematch against Mist later. That works for me. When Twitch is working, YouTube crashes. When work is working, Twitch crashes. There's no winning. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm going to start just streaming to Twitch. I think this double stream thing is just causing problems. So from now, not from now on, but from the next stream onwards, we'll just do Twitch. You know we can capture Illaggressor. Well, you can capture her using like Casanova and things like that, and Euripide. You can't capture her using the capture card, surely, because she cancels any direct target spells. Unless that's a bug. Is that a bug? Do tell me. What's the rules for making a deck? Or are we just dueling for fun? The only rule right now is your deck must contain at least one CGC card, ideally not a reprint. No more experimental decks, you promised, Brown, but we loved your experimental deck. I just keep checking my internet to make sure it's still working, and it is still working, so it's fine. Lie. Yeah, it could be. Okay, so... yeah. I didn't hear back from Whippy and Will. Oh, Devil's Lie. Yes, you can Devil's Lie. True. That's another card that could be used to capture Illaggressor. There are a few cards that can capture her. Well, yeah. The difficulty is capturing her and keeping her on the center point, of course, because otherwise she'll just disappear and then her cost will be refunded to the opponent. Okay, so no word from Whippy versus Will, so we're still just basically waiting on Lukaku and Sultan. CGC got yes. So just wait for those two to add each other. Rule number 2, no gimmick decks. Yes, I'll have to keep repeating this. No gimmicks, no pseudo gimmicks. The only problem you have is that Twitch has a bigger delay on your TV when Chromecasting. Does it? That's interesting. I mean, it shouldn't have a bigger delay. I mean, you know, I'm not calling you a liar. Obviously, it does, but it shouldn't because it has the special. Oh, the name of it escapes my mind at the moment, but it's a special kind of data transfer that's supposed to prevent kind of delays and lag that YouTube doesn't have. Who is Whippy? Whippy is W5WL, or it could be a capital I. Mitch, you want to have a proper match with Brown? Okay, well, I'll set you guys up for a second match in round 2. Mist versus Brown. Okay. Sad life. You got all cards except Illaggressor. I have all cards except for Secretus. Fortunately, his price does seem to be dropping rapidly as time goes by. RQ, we're ready, says Will. Okay, so Whippy versus Will then. And then after that, Lukaku versus Sultan. What is a gimmick card, Daniel? Okay, it's a bit of a grey area. You can't have a gimmick card. YouTube crashed again. Jesus. Yeah, okay, this is the last time I double stream. It's working for me, which is weird. There's no such thing as a gimmick. Well, okay, there is a gimmick card, but you can't generally use them outside a gimmick deck. So if you don't know what a gimmick is, Daniel, you probably shouldn't worry about it. Just don't go for like Gates of Hell, Waves of Life, Fiozeni, or Parnok, things like that. You're just ping-ponging back and forth, miss. You just got a nil aggressor, Hobo. Nice, congratulations. Okay, so out comes Kadir's Flying Sword, immediately countered by a Magic Missile. Got Vertsuit up at the top and Whippy down at the bottom. Both players with 3 resources and 2 mutants in each deck. George, can you sign up for round 3? Yes, you can. Well, yeah, because that's going to be Shinami versus Vertsuit, isn't it? So I'll just write that down. Okay, Golden Garden Cat comes out immediately, walloped by the Fire Bolt. So down it goes. Bye-bye, Kitty. And Whippy discards into Darkness, which is quite interesting. Charging up for something, or perhaps readying up a Stone Curse? It could be, who knows. Alkia Mist became a Wanderer card. Yep, new name for you, Mist. You're Wanderer Mist 0 now. Leopard comes out on Vertsuit's side and is immediately Heavy Offering. Ooh, out comes the Calamus. That's just going to disappear next turn. Good counters, good counters. Zohaib, who are you up against? You're up against Sloth in round 2. And charging, Calamus disappears because it has nobody to sacrifice to hang around, and Elf comes out. Looks like both players are playing kind of chippy decks, which is pretty cool. 667, Firebolt comes out, deals with the Elf. Firebolt's a decent counter to Elf. It costs 1 more at every level, but it also does just enough damage to get him. Skeleton comes out and is immediately countered by Holy Missile. Neither player here is just letting the other one get any kind of foothold. Nobody's lost any health. Everybody's pretty much equal in resources. It's basically, I play a creature, you counter it. You play a creature, I counter it. Daniel is a low card. Everyone uses. It's not a low cost card generally. Gimmick decks are decks that have single win conditions, so that if that win condition is disrupted, the game won't work. They don't rely on skill. They just rely on ticking off a series of boxes, basically, in order to get to the point where you're guaranteed a victory. And often it just comes down to luck, you know, flip a coin, more or less. You know, does this person happen to have the one counter to this gimmick deck? If yes, then I lose. If no, then I win, kind of thing. Okay, so Hunt comes out and deals with that little threat. So Whippy now has a creature left on the field, which is always nice, but Vertsuit has more resources. Now comes the Holy Missile, taking care of the skeleton. And out comes the Leopard. Who wants to bet that's going to be taken out by like a Firebolt or something like that, right? Neither player here just let me... There we go. Hey, and I called it. Okay, so Leopard dies to a Firebolt. Both players still doing well for resources and HP, and both of them up at level 3. Vertsuit brings out Kadir's Flying Sword. Let's see what that boosts. It boosts its health. Okay, turning it into a 13 effective health, 6 damage creature. Discard into Darkness once again, and the Golden Garden Cat comes out simply as a block, which is quite interesting. So the Kadir's Flying Sword will still kill the cat before the cat can kill the Flying Sword. And the Command Hunter comes out anyway, so that's not even a thing. Alicia comes out. Interesting. So Alicia comes out, refunds the cost of the Golden Garden Cat, and puts her out onto the field. Goblin Bomb Squad comes out as a block. That's pretty much guaranteed to kill the Princess Alicia. Vertsuit's happy about that. Now comes the Holy Spear. Very nice, very nice. So that will put Alicia back into the grave. Not that she'll do any good right now, given that Whippy's quite low on dark resources, but it can just hang out there for a little while, and maybe it'll pop back out before too long. Out comes the Golden Garden Cat again to place a little bit more resource-related pressure, which is immediately removed by the Firebolt, and the Elf comes out to take its place. Both players are being a little bit bolder with their resources now. Still both pretty much equal. Air, you want to play Gamertag We Humanity? Okay, I will write you down. Whoops. We Humanity versus somebody. We'll figure it out. Whippy, you're predicting your loss, are you? Well, doing worse for health, but not badly still, so it's still anybody's game. Out comes Arc Priest Secretus. Interesting, interesting. Okay. The most expensive card in Whippy's deck, and as you can see, it's drained pretty much all the mana. So both players really pushing now. That was a bold move by Whippy there, because it does put him in at a serious disadvantage for resources. Vertu discards into blue and uses Mukro Algesco. Freezes, and then the Goblin Shredder comes out, and that'll deal with that. Also, quite a strong commitment in resources there, but he can afford to do so, given that it doesn't drop him too far down. It gives Whippy 2 creatures on the field to deal with, both of which need to be sorted out. What is Sloth IGN? Oh yes, he's commenting on Twitch. You can actually read other people's stuff here, but it's Sloth Lord Zohib, SLOTHLORD, Sloth Lord. And the top player, Vertsud, takes the victory. Okay. So no answers to that. And Whippy concedes for Vertsud. To Vertsud. Okay, very nice. Wow, that was just really back and forth there. Everybody just countering everybody else. Are collabs allowed in the stream? In the sub-battles, yes, absolutely. Everything's allowed in the sub-battle except for gimmick decks. High-level duel, says Pegasus, and I agree. Very, very good from everybody concerned. A gift from Alkir. Thank you very much, Alkir. I really appreciate it. It's 5 gems. Gonna go towards getting myself some more cards for some more videos. Lovely. All right, so last battle in round 1 will be Lukarkrai versus Sultan. So if you guys are ready, let me know. And then after that, we'll start up round 2, which is almost already filled up. You can't see your answer, Sloth, yes, but hopefully I'll do it. Kalpesh, you're having fun. I'm glad to hear it. I'm having fun too. I always enjoy these. So many interesting cards, so many interesting decks. So, we'll open this up. And we'll just... okay, so there's Lukarkrai. We'll just wait for Luke and Sultan to start their fight. Whenever you guys are ready, ready, set, go. Angel hero least favorite to me. Which angel hero? Yeah, okay. Alright, ready. Gift from Ross Rolled. Thank you very much, Ross Rolled. I really appreciate it. 5 gems. Gonna go towards more cards, which go towards more videos. And yes, I'm especially desperate for gems right now. I still need to get a hold of my that Secretus. Okay, looks like the battle has begun to transition in. Error signed. Yep, I've already signed you up, Error. Don't worry. We Humanity is written down here. We're just waiting for somebody else to say they're interested in a fight, and then we'll pit them against you. There we go. Lukarkrai versus Rafir, otherwise known as Sultan. Spectate the duel. Okay. Rafir up at the top, Lukarkrai down at the bottom. No mutants on Rafir's side, 1 mutant on Lukarkrai's, and both using 3 resources. Skeleton comes out, is immediately countered by Holy Missile, which puts Lukarkrai in the lead for experience. Out comes Arcadean's Flying Sword. Charge up goes into defense, giving it 5. So it wouldn't be protected against the Holy Missile, but Lukarkrai had already used that anyway. Missed, you should eat breakfast, but you mustn't miss any of the stream. Do both. Do both at the same time. Error, you're most welcome. Thank you for getting involved. Out comes the Golden Garden Cat, of which we are seeing a lot right now. Good card, very solid card. Immediately countered with a surprise attack, and bye-bye kitty. Okay, Rafir is ready to level up, but chooses not to. Chooses to play the Skeleton Knight instead, knowing that Lukarkrai is also ready to level up, and this puts Lukarkrai into a really awkward position. So Luke chooses to level up, which is the best possible choice to make in that situation, because even if you remove the Skeleton Knight, the skeleton would just come right back out. Kalpesh, you'll fight Error if that's okay. Yep, I'll put you down there, and then that's round 2 sorted out. Excellent. So Rafir follows by reaching level 2. Everything's frozen up, but it's not me, thank goodness for that. My internet's still going fine. Lukarkrai summons Nature Lorna +1. Interesting choice. Oh, and then Mukro Algesco's it. I feel like that was probably a mistake. But maybe not. Out comes the Firebolt, dealing with that, and the Golden Garden Cat. So... the frozen creature thing should wear off now. Yep, turns back into Skeleton Knight. And now Lukarkrai's in a bit of an awkward position. Got to take care of that Golden Garden Cat to maintain resource advantage, and also got to deal with that Skeleton Knight. But its ability to summon a skeleton once it dies is awkward. A Cunning Raccoon! Really? Interesting choice. The Cunning Raccoon stats do not change from level 1 to level 3. I only ever see Cunning Raccoon used with Fiozenior decks, so interesting to see him being used in an actual normal deck. Missed Brown Redemption deck when you guys are third fight in round 2. Okay, so now that comes down, they go. The Arrow of Revenge comes out. Now the Lucacri's at 6 in the grave, so it does extra damage. The Golden Garden Cat gets a shot off. Lucacri is predicting a loss. Well, you never know. You never know. And what will he do here? No resources for an area of effect removal, which is unfortunate. You like that raccoon a lot, do you, Moth? I mean, he's cute, but outside of Fiozenior decks, I've never really seen him used. He always costs 1, yeah, but his stats don't increase. As far as I'm thinking of somebody else, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, so Nirvana does a little bit of damage. Golden Garden Cat gets a couple of resources into light, which is always nice. Or it could have been mana. I'm never sure which one activates first. Nevertheless, 2 resources. Surprise attack comes out and into Kadir's Flying Sword, opening up the Golden Cat's strike. Zahib wants Sloth to add him. So Sloth, if you can add Zahib, that'd be good. Out comes the surprise attack, dealing with the Golden Garden Cat, and Luke levels up to 3, getting a little bit more health off. Skeleton Knight dies. Skeleton is summoned. And L's ability means that Rafir Rafir hurts Lucacri a little bit more, and then out comes the Arrow of Revenge for the finish. Nicely done to both players. Interesting decks, interesting cards. Cunning Raccoon. Very cool, very cool. Okay. You have a +1 Raccoon, which is exactly the same, except it costs you total HP slots. Yeah. Yeah, a +1 Raccoon is really pretty pointless. Okay, so round 1 complete. Very good fights, very good decks from everybody, except from Kalpesh, who shamed himself and his ancestors with a pseudo-gimmick deck. What's Zohaib's IGN? I don't remember off the top of my head, I'll be honest. Zohaib, if you can post your in-game name. Miss, you're going to be back in a minute, going to get food. Okay, that's fine, you're the third fight. Up for round 2. Nobody go just yet. Let me catch my breath, but I will list the fights in round 2. Okay. First fight will be Neon versus... Who did I put down here? Prague? That doesn't sound... Oh, Pegasus. I didn't finish writing down Pegasus. Okay, so yeah. Prague. Pegasus. Okay, so the first fight is Neon versus Pegasus. Second fight is Zohaib versus Sloth. Third fight is Mist versus Brown. Fourth fight is Shinami versus Vertsud. And fifth fight is We Humanity versus Kalpesh. Welcome back, Monsieur. Okay, so Zohaib, Moth, you can see his IGN, his in-game name right there. It's Zohaib0315. Zohaib 0315. Okay. Oops, got it, thanks. Good. Excellent. Okay. So, round 1, fight 1 of round 2, Neon versus Pegasus. Whew, caught my breath. Nick Stalker, you're up for a fight as well, are you? Okay. We'll put you in for round 3 then. Let's see, round 3 will be Nick's Stalker. Okay, but there's 5 fights to go first. Alright, so yes, Neon and Pegasus. In your own time, ready, set, go. And we'll just keep refreshing. It says Pegasus cannot battle or spectate. Pegasus is doing something. We'll just wait until it's ready. Okay, good. Okay, good. Pegasus and Neon are now available again. Good, good, good. We'll just keep refreshing until they get into a fight. Okay. It always takes a little while for this to key in. OMG, it's Pegasus. Yeah, it got a big reputation. Everybody goes, oh my god, it's Pegasus! And poor Arcadean is left in the corner going, oh, nobody loves me. Such a fanboy. I think everybody's a fanboy of Pegasus. Gotta love those cool decks he comes up with. Yeah, Zohib. Moth has not tested his deck yet, so take it easy on him. Okay. Well, you guys are fighting next. Not right now, so... Okay, spectate. Here we go. Alright, so Pegasus up at the top, using the cute little Cheshire skin. Nice to meet you. Do you like cats? No mutants on either person's side. Neon works down the bottom. Both players using 3 resources. Go Pagasu, go. Okay, and Neon. We can see your deck, buddy. That's an interesting deck, good lord. Okay, so Neon drags to hell the Leopard, which costs more than the Leopard costs to cast, but it does give him more experience and prevents any damage incoming. Miss, never have Alicia in a Gates of Hell deck, which can help counter them if you're lucky. She actually helped you once, but later became a danger. Fair enough. I know somebody used a Gates of Hell deck featuring Alicia that did really well. Wise Ho Arcadean teach us how to build an Aggressor deck. I already have one running. I can show it to you guys after this round if you like. So 2 Kadir's Flying Swords come out. Magic Missile removes Neon's, and the Kadir does a little bit of damage to Neon. Neon chooses to level up. He's going to take that damage, and the damage is coming out on him now, which will put Pegasus slightly in the lead in terms of HP and experience, but still not, drastically a problem. Hunter Rigete comes out, both to block the Kadir's Flying Sword, as well as to dissuade any outcoming, or incoming, I should say, creatures. Discard into mana. What made Pegasus stop using L betrayed over a cat? Because the cat lady is cute. Cocoon of Evolution comes out to counter the Rigette and is in turn countered with Counterspell. Sloth shows after this round, please. Can do. And then Flame Emission is used on the Rigette. Very, very aggressive play by Pegasus there, but he probably figures he can afford it because the resource costs are very close right now. Out comes the Kitty and gets a boost thanks to Elias's sword training, and the Holy Missile comes out to deal with the Kadir's Flying Sword. So, Fiery Zealot comes out in order to block the Kitty. Is he just going to let it go? Yeah, Pegasus is just going to let this go. Alright, so that's 2 resources, 2 extra resources that Neon gets, which is really nice. Seal the Grave comes out because Pegasus has 5 cards in there. That is going to hurt. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Down goes another mana card. We assume it's Counterspell again. And the Golden Garden Cat hits into Fiery Zealot again. Command Hunting comes out to deal with the Garden Cat, although it's already pretty much paid for its cost. So that's nice. And the Fiery Zealot does get 6 damage off, which does hurt. That is painful. That is painful. Neon manages to level up to 3 with a good amount of resources in hand. Unfortunately, 7 cards in the grave, and one of them is almost certainly the Counterspell, so he's going to be wary about reviving out of that. Turn to Frog comes out to deal with that Undini, and here's Pegasus once again using his missing. What do you mean missing, Cat Merchant? It's a weird thing to say. And once again, Pegasus showing off his control deck playstyle. Missed. Earlier I said your deck had 1 mutant, but it was your hero's power. I don't know of any hero's power that reduces HP by 1. Except for Pillion. Oh, or Fene. We're using Fene, yeah, okay, because our 30% thing to remove it. That's right, I keep forgetting about that. I love the idea that the Kitty has learned to fight better from watching Elias's sword training. Yeah, that's adorable. Elephant comes out. Pegasus is playing just these low-cost creatures, playing a very solid control deck style. How will Neon answer this? And Drag to Hell is pretty much the only removal spell he's got, but obviously, very expensive counter to the Elephant at this point. So, Hunter Rigette comes down, gets an attack boost thanks to the Elias's sword training, and decides to charge to gain light. Miss Jin also lowers the hero's HP. Does he? I've never used that hero. And out comes the Turn to Frog once again to deal with that poor little Rigette, and the Elephant deals the finishing blow to it. Camerai. I do not know what that is supposed to be. It looks like it's... Oh, it's an elephant. Ah, there we go. It looked like a man holding a tray, but you'd cut his head off. But yes, now I see it's an elephant. Lovely. Out comes the Golden Garden Cat. Almost no resources left on Neon's side. Discarding into mana once again. And Pegasus with A lot of resources, but chooses to charge up the first time. Notice you want to fight 2 if possible? Sure, we'll put you into round 3. You can fight Nyx. And he's just going to let the Golden Garden Cat get some resources off. Okay, so showing no fear right now, possibly hoping that Neon is going to summon more creatures in order to get better value out of the flame emission that Pegasus has ready to go. So Neon charges up, and charges up again. Has to regain resource parity at this point. It's really, really important. Otherwise, Pegasus will be able to simply apply too much pressure to answer. So the Golden Garden Cat survives in long enough at any rate to do some damage. Pegasus decides to charge up twice, deals the Golden or drops the Golden Garden Eagle, which is going to damage the, or in fact, it's going to kill the cat. Okay, so it deals double damage if your gold is 4 or more. That's what that's for. Okay. Powerful. Alright, so now Neon has to block, at the very least, the Golden Garden Eagle. He can survive 1 more hit from the elephant, but the Eagle will prove too much. Out goes right to hell. Will it hit the Eagle? It does actually hit the Eagle. Interesting. And drops Kadia's flying sword in front of the elephant. Now, Pegasus can remove that with pretty much anything he wants to, but it looks like he prefers to play creatures and deal pressure and maintain resource lead, which is the smart thing to do. Daniel, you want to try your deck on this duel if possible too? Yep, absolutely. I'll write you down. Daniel for round 3. Okay, so Neon resurrects and now absolutely has to deal with both of the creatures on Pegasus' side, otherwise Pegasus will simply kill. Yeah, okay, so now Pegasus, all Pegasus has to do is use Flame Emission or an Ice Spear or something like that, and he'll be able to win this one. In fact, actually, Ice Spear wouldn't quite do it. You need to use a Flame Emission, charging into nature, charging up into a command hunting. There we go, okay. And down. Oh, it deals double damage to sloth. Yeah, I wasn't actually aware of that myself. But yeah, so it goes. And then Persona Lyn comes out, which is pointless, but I think Pegasus just wanted to show off his Persona Lyn. And Pegasus' final blow with the leopard. Okay, well fought on both players' sides. Very nice. Golden Garden Eagle and the cat, true to the City of Gold theme. Yes, they are. Okay, so Daniel Atharaxia is your name. Okay, so Atharaxia. Okay, good versus. All right, Pegasus versus Neon. Very good fight. Very good fight. Excellent. All right, we will cross that. That's done. Oh, the dog's on the move. Okay. We need a Persona collab. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Unfortunately, DevCat doesn't own the rights to it. Okay. Let's see, before we get into the next one, a gift from EADGBE, Eidgba. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Gems go towards cards, which go towards videos. Pegasus just had to put down Lyn before it ends, yes. Well, it's his favourite card, so no surprises there. Okay, next fight. I'm going to let the dog out, he's annoying me. Next fight is Zohaib versus Sloth, so if you guys just make sure that you're both online, get ready. I'm going to kick the dog out. Can you guys see my Illaggressor? Yes, just give me, in fact, this is my Illaggressor. I don't know why I'm doing anything weird about it. I can gaze upon it, and I'll let the dog out. Okay, come on, puppy. Sit. Actually, go and get food from other people. Okay. Pegasus, you love Lyn. Yes, we all know. It's a good card. Yeah, so the Illaggressor deck that I've been running currently is really just a variation on my old Gold Jane deck. A couple of extra cards in there that are new, like the Mukro Algesco and that kind of thing. But, I mean, this kind of base can pretty much be manipulated however you want. I mean, Scathach could be dropped for a Segi or a Light Orperia -1, that kind of thing. So, yeah. You'd never fight Pegasus, Jordan. He's a difficult opponent, absolutely. Yeah, and then Pegasus is selling Persona Lyn. Shocking. Okay, so next up, I think that's just the Archangel's deck, but with Illaggressor. Yeah, basically. The Archangel's deck slightly modified, because Illaggressor is basically just an upgraded Gold Jane. So the old deck still works fine. You need Mukro though, because a lot of people are running counter-targeting cards right now, and going up against another ill aggressor can be a problem. I've manipulated this deck around a little bit. I've dropped Book of Knowledge out sometimes for trickery, Holy Missile out sometimes for trickery, because it can be really useful if you can't bring out ill aggressor, put Scathach into the center of the field and then use trickery to pull people towards her. Neon is last battle for you next round. Okay, you want to be in round 3 as well. Okay, well you can fight Daniel then in the next round. Okay, so Zohaib is inviting you to duel. Good, good, good. Everyone wants that Lin. Don't blame them. It's a good card. Right, invited, but Sloth still not accepted apparently. Boop, boop, boop. Well, we're still waiting on Sloth and Zohaib's fight to start. Still green, as you can see. Just double check I haven't crashed out again. Nope, I'm fine. Show the deck code after this match. Well, the deck code for my ill aggressor. Sure, no problem. Just remind me. There we go. 250,000. Okay, so Zohaib up at the top, Sloth down at the bottom. No mutants on Zohaib's side and 1 mutant on Sloth's. Open it, both players using tricolor decks, and Skeleton is Zohaib's opening play. Now Sloth has light, so could have Holy Missile ready to go, and there it is. Out comes the Holy Missile, putting Sloth into XP lead. Let's see what Zohaib does. Is he going to charge up, or is he going to get more aggressive? Ugh. Does Rigetti do the damage as soon as you place her? No, Rigetti will deal damage to any creature that your opponent plays, any summoned creature. And then if she kills them, she'll yo-yo back into your hand and refund her cost. So Zohaib does decide to be more aggressive and plays Kadir's Flying Sword, which buffs its attack, which does actually put it within KO range of the Holy Missile, except Sloth had just used Holy Missile, so that's unfortunate. Okay. What's the next fight? After this one, it's Mist versus Brown, then Shinami versus Vertsud, then We Humanity versus Cowpesh, and then it's your fight, Nick Stalker. You're in round 3. This is still the round 2 block. Okay, so Zohaib charges up. Sloth is, it looks like, ready to level up to level 2. Will he go for that, or will he use Nature to remove the Kadir's Flying Sword and deal some damage to Zohaib before Zohaib can level up? That's the question. It's going slow, so I'm just checking my internet again. My internet is fine. I hate having to keep checking this. You decide to go for Elf rather than something like a Hunt. Interesting choice, because this is one of the reasons why Kadir's Flying Sword is so amazingly good. It will set itself to 3. So yeah, sets the lowest of the 3 to 3 at the beginning of each turn, which is really good. So you can keep damaging it, but it's basically just going to keep restoring its own health and defense. Decides to go for a turn to Frog rather than leveling up. Interesting choice. And kills that. So, both players are kind of lined up ready to punch each other as soon as they level up. Sloth is going to get the worst end of the stick with it, but the Kadir's Flying Blade is easier to counter. Both players being very, very defensive, not wanting to level up until they've put themselves into a good position to damage their opponent before their opponent can. So Zohaib takes the hit and decides to level up before risking taking any more. And Kadir's Flying Sword does a little bit of damage into the Goblin Bomb Squad. The Goblin Bomb Squad will be unable to kill the Kadir's Flying Sword with damage, but will destroy it with its effect. Sloth decides to level up as well, and the Elf does a little bit more damage to Zohaib. Zohaib's Kadir's Flying Sword goes back up to a 5 HP creature. And what will he decide to do now? I'm going to stop fiddling with that pen. It's probably making irritating clicking noises for everybody. So he discards a nature card into the grave. So perhaps a hidden spider. The deck does seem to be chip damage, so Hidden Spider's a good bet. Ambush Vine is another one. A wife for 200,000, yes. Ah, which Xena comes out. Interesting. Interesting choice. Okay, right next to the Kadir's Flying Sword to protect against hunts. Not that it really matters against at level 2. Kadir's Flying Sword kills the Golden Bomb Squad and dies in turn. Sloth has Command Hunting, of course, so down goes Witch Xena. And the elf can deal a little bit more damage. Now, will Sloth decide to just... Yep, okay, so it looks like Sloth decides to take what he's got and stick with it. Charges up the resources. Wise choice, wise choice. Zohaib's turn. More than enough resources to remove something like the elf, but at this point you'd be spending 3 to remove a 1-cost creature, and that is expensive. Decides to resurrect instead right now. Now will he play a creature? He does. Kadir's Flying Sword once again comes out. 3-cost creature at level 2, and charges itself up to a 5/8 equivalency. Alright, and it will continue as per always, of course. It will set itself to, and now it's 5 because it's level 2, so it'll set the lowest of its stats to 5. Good. Pegasus has sold Lyn to Kalpesh and is now encouraging Kalpesh to make use of it. I do as well. That elf is just going to continue to bump into the Flying Sword. The Flying Sword's under no threat whatsoever. It'll just keep healing itself back up to full. And we'll kill the elf in 2 turns. So Zohaib doesn't need to worry about that elf right now. Even if the Kadir's Flying Sword is removed, the 2 damage isn't really that much of a big deal. But apparently he's deciding to go for the kill anyway, which is decent enough if you're playing an elf, an eagle rather, because now Zohaib has 14 damage out onto the field, ready to go, and Sloth does need to deal with that pretty quickly. Chooses to level up instead of playing anything, so we have to assume that there's no Flame Emission in Sloth's deck. Although there could be an ambush or something like that, but no, it's a Dragon Hunter Frey +1. Nicely done. The attack goes off, kills the eagle, and deals 3 damage to Zohaib. More chipping damage. Chip, chip, chip. So, the Frey actually does have a possibility to kill the Kadir's Flying Sword, depending on how the defense health thing goes. So let's see. Either way, Sloth has enough now for a lot of removal spells. Capture comes out, which is expensive and doesn't really help Zohaib. It gets one of Sloth's most powerful creatures off the board, but that doesn't benefit Zohaib in terms of ability, because Frey will only deal her damage, I think, unless it was one of the recent changes. Oh no, she will actually continue to deal 10 damage, so my bad. Her ability was changed last month, and I keep forgetting what the new one is. So that is actually going to be pretty painful. Pretty painful. So Sloth's got to remove that Dragon Hunter Frey now. Decides to charge up on the first turn. A Flame Emission here would be perfect, but again, it seems like Sloth doesn't have one, unfortunately. Ambush wouldn't do enough. Surprise Attack comes out onto the... Not onto the Frey, onto the Kadir. Well, there's no point, I suppose, in dealing it to the Frey at the moment, because the Frey can't actually hurt anybody right now. But it's going to have to be removed before Sloth starts bringing out more creatures, or that is going to deal a significant amount of damage to them. Nevertheless, decent amount of resources on Sloth's side, and a decent HP advantage. Zohaib, though, with that Frey on his side, that is going to be a major deterrent for Sloth's creatures. So Zohaib decides to charge up twice. Is he going to play something to be aggressive, or is he going to be defensive and try to regain resource parity? Going to be defensive, okay. Going to try to make Sloth make the first move. Let's see if it pays off for him. Sloth revives out of the grave, takes 7 damage because of it, which is painful, but still leaves him in the lead in terms of HP. Now he could also be defensive and try to build back up some light and before he gets Frey back into the grave, and decides to charge up a little bit. It's all going into nature right now, which is unfortunate. I could really do with some more of that going into light. Okay, there we go. A little bit in there. Every little helps. I said this situation where Golden Garden Cat comes into its own. It would drastically buff up the light, but then you couldn't afford it actually at 2 anyway. Zohib charges, still trying to regain resource parity. And even though he's not quite there yet, he does currently have more than enough resources to cause a big problem. Archpriest Secretus. Interesting. Okay, so now Sloth is in a really awkward position as regards summoning creatures. Secretus is going to activate his ability off it. Fry is going to be able to hit them. And Secretus himself does have a solid amount of HP and attack value, both of which meet... Well, the HP meets HP breakpoints, which is... So, this is pretty awkward. The... Oh, okay, so... Elf comes out and is immediately cocoon trapped. That's going to, cause a problem. So the cocoon can't actually pop out now, and even if it could, it wouldn't make any difference, because the Dragon Hunter Fry would kill it. Except now she's dead. Okay, so the cocoon's just going to basically sit there. It's not going to do anything now. It can't hatch, which is tragic, really, and I hope the elf is not claustrophobic, because that is not a good way to go. Zohib is running pretty low on resources, though. That was fairly expensive, the Cocoon Trap and the Secretus. So if Sloth can manage his resources now, he's got a solid chance. The Secretus, though, is a problem with its ability to seal creature abilities. So Sloth's going to have to either kill it first, or he's going to have to bring out something that doesn't have an ability, and it remains to be seen if he has a card like that that isn't Elf. Yeah, because the bomb squads both have abilities, they wouldn't activate properly. Elf is in the cocoon at the moment. Yeah, tricky. Okay, so the bomb squad comes out. Its ability is sealed, and I think that puts Secretus... Yep, that puts Secretus within Cruel Secretus transformation range. Sloth is very surprised about the Secretus transformation. And just in case anybody doesn't know what Secretus does, there's its description there. Makes the opponent creature with the lowest HP vanish at the end of the turn, and returns to Archpriest Secretus at the cost of another friendly creature. So Secretus is going to kill the synthesized zombie, and then he'll turn back into a normal Secretus. Mist is cheering for Sloth, although Zohib has a very solid position now with that Secretus out onto the field. Down goes the doodad, and yes, the sealing ability activates. Sloth is not entirely happy about that. Oh, interesting. At the end of turn, return to... Oh, the cost at the beginning of a turn. Yeah, okay. So at the beginning of Zohib's next turn, he's going to transform. He's going to sacrifice a synthesized zombie, and it'll transform back to a normal Secretus. So if Sloth wants to play a creature with an ability, he has to do it now. Now is his only opportunity. Because at the beginning of Zohib's next turn, it's going to transform back into the Archpriest Secretus. And at that point again, it'll be impossible to summon anything with an ability. Flame Emission. So he did have Flame Emission. Interesting. Okay, so Flame Emission comes out, wounds the Secretus, but doesn't kill it. And the Holy Missile comes out. Very, very expensive removal there by Moth. Arguably, a Goblin Bomb Squad would have been more effective at that point because its ability would not have been sealed, but it is a difficult card to deal with, Secretus. I have no idea how these creatures work, Moth. Yeah, very few people are running Secretus right now, so it's a bit of a kind of a surprise card. A bit of a kind of a... Okay, so because Secretus is dead, the synthesized zombie does not get sacrificed and disappear, and instead just keeps charging itself up. Sets its attack equal to the number of cards in the grave, and that's both players' graves. So, haha, ouch. Yeah, awkward. So Sloth really needs to deal with that synthesized zombie. I mean, a command hunting at this point would kill it, even with no creature in the center of the field. But, of course, still quite expensive. And the command hunting, I'm pretty sure, is currently in the grave. So he would have to revive and then play. And obviously doesn't have enough actions at the moment to do so. Hello, says Zohib. Sloth is thinking about it, thinking hard. It is an awkward situation, difficult situation to be in. That Secretus came out of the blue and really didn't number. Sloth's over me. Don't say that. So long as you have hope, you can never truly lose. Dum spiro spero, as they say. Mist believes in you. You have no good nature card for it. Well, Cocoon of Evolution isn't bad. But yeah, like a command hunting would have been better if you'd had it in your hand. Unfortunately, did not. So with 8 cards in the grave, Sloth only has 4 left in the hand. So yeah, at this point it's looking pretty awkward, especially with Witch Xena coming back out onto the field. That's a nice deck Zohib has, actually, with the Witch Xena and the Cruel Priest Secretus. Very sort of creature control, which is cool. Discards Nature into the grave, so it could be Hidden Spider, could be Ambush, fine. Could be, in fact, it's Cocoon Trap. We already know what it is. I don't know why I'm wondering. It's Cocoon Trap. Yeah, and now Sloth's in a very awkward position. He's got to get rid of that Cocoon now, because otherwise it's going to transform into, like, what, a 24 attack value creature? But he's also got to get rid of the Witch Xena, or he won't be able to play any cards. Nevertheless, the threat right now is the Cocoon. So let's see. Discarding into Light, which is interesting. Not for summoning Frey. And charges into Nature. 3, 3, 4, and charges into Gold. Okay, so losing in sportsmanlike fashion. Oh no, interesting. Okay, so it doesn't actually double what it used to have. Good to know as far as the synthesized zombie goes. Its HP is doubled, but its attack is not. So it doesn't actually lose this one particular time, although now the synthesized zombie's attack value screams up. Even a flame emission wouldn't be enough now because it wouldn't kill the Witch Xena. So yeah, awkward situation. You didn't use the flame emission sooner because you wanted to use Ill Aggressor slot. Yeah. I understand the desire to play these super fun cards, but that earlier situation was just too perfect for flame emission. It's unfortunate, but so it goes. So yes, fight on. Okay, fight on. Surprise attack comes out and deals with the synthesized zombie, leaving Witch Xena out onto the field. Now, Sloth doesn't need to answer the Xena immediately, can afford to take one shot, provided, of course, that Zohib is not hiding a Arrow of Revenge in there anyway. Anywhere, rather. Witch Xena's ability activates, doesn't hypnotize anybody, obviously, and the skeleton comes out onto the field. Okay, so Zohib is charging up, does the 5 damage, so he does not have Arrow of Revenge. It was in the grave because you'd put it in there to charge into Gold Sloth. Ooh, okay, I see. And the summon of the Lychee rather is immediately snagged by the Cocoon Trap that Zohib placed in there earlier. A valiant attempt, although, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have killed anybody anyway, unfortunately. Shame you don't have the Golden Garden Needle, actually. That would have done a significant amount of damage. The poor Cocoon is then hypnotized. How you hypnotize a Cocoon, I have no idea. Zohib charges. Is he going to charge up 2 more times? Be sportsmanlike? Yes, 1 more time. And 1 more time. Good. A sportsmanlike finish for Zohib. Skeleton landing the finishing blow. Clackety-clack. Don't talk back. So, very well fought on both play sides there. Interesting decks. Interesting plays. Very nicely done. A long one, too. Whew. Okay, Zohib versus Sloth. Good game, good game. Alright, you're just dropping it for fun. Fair enough. A long match is Zohib, and I agree. Yes, a long match and a good one. Okay, next up is Mist Zero versus Alex Brown. Are you guys still around? Are you guys ready? Ill Aggressor deck code. If you're talking to me, Wise Hobo, and this one in particular, then there's the deck code there. It's solid enough, and it can be manipulated, as most of my decks can be, for your own purposes. I'm using the Potion of Mana, incidentally, because it's very, very important that you get Nerva out. Whippy, you want to battle in round 3? Okay, I will write you down. Whippy versus who knows. Pegasus, your Lindesk is characterized by its light cost. Good, good. Ready, says Mist. You'll lose this time for sure. Cast the spirit. Okay, so Miss Zero versus Buttsnuts. Let's see, there's Buttsnuts, there's Miss Zero. Good. Okay, so both players are online. All right, well, it looks like Brown and Mist are both ready to go. So when you guys are ready, set, go. I'll just keep refreshing. Easy to use and interesting. Lynn, yes. Sloth, giving the code for the Illaggressor and Fry deck. If anybody was interested, it's it was down there like a second ago. You can watch the archive footage for it or go into the Discord channel. I'm sure I'll be happy to share it. Thank you for that, Moth. Always nice. George, you'll fight at round 3. Good. Daniel, you want to exchange Illaggressor and Secretus for Scathach, but you kind of don't want it. Fair enough. George, you haven't got a real duel yet. Okay. And spectate, okay. So, how about George versus Whippy then? So, she... Okay, so Buttsnuts up at the top, Miss Zero down the bottom, Mist opening up with a Book of Knowledge, Buttsnuts doing the same. Cowpesh, sign you up for round 3 too. Okay, alright, so both players leveling up. Right on Cowpesh, there we go. And so he didn't, until the end, didn't know what more surprises there were, yeah. And out comes the Golden Garden Cat, yay kitty. Okay, so Buttsnuts needs to deal with that, Miss Zero charges up. Again, Buttsnuts summons his own Garden Cat. Can I have fun like that? Everybody's summoning kitties. Kitty-only decks. Yes. Okay, Lay KBZA wants to fight, so I'll write that. So, Mist Zero's Garden Cat was left alone, but does not do the same thing for Buttsnuts. No honor. Okay, so Lay KBZA will fight Cowpesh in round 3. Surprise attack comes out, takes care of Mist Zero's Golden Garden Cat. And charges up. Okay, so both players doing fairly well for resources, although Buttsnuts has nothing in light at the moment. Which is a bit awkward for him, means that he can't bring animal cats. Mist Zero technically had 6 resources for a second there, so draw your own conclusions. George Whippy's IGN is W5WL, I'm pretty sure. Sloth, you should use your kitty deck. Yes, you should use it. Everyone should use kitty decks. Okay, Leopard comes out. Oh, wow, okay, interesting. Snake Tamer Nicholas comes out and is kind of intercepted by the Summoning Commission, which gives Buttsnuts a good amount of gold. And it's the red snake that's summoned. Disappears before dying and increases gold by 1, which does not help Mist Zero because he has no gold. It's a powerful enough snake, though, with a 514 attack value and an HP value. So that's pretty cool. And Buttsnuts decides to level up to 3, obviously, good plan. And what will he do? Decides not to answer the Snake Tamer. Interesting. So that's 7 damage he's letting to go through. He's discarded the card instead. Sultan, there should be a special edition of that cat, but it looks like DevCat's logo. Yeah. Yeah. I really am surprised they haven't done something like powerful with their mascot, you know? Even like a limited arena where you can only use cards that have the word cat in the title. Something like that. They seem to be uninterested in their own mascot. So, Nicholas and his little red snake get their attacks off. Shouldn't say little red snake, it's a gigantic snake. Secret Nerva +1. Ouch. Okay, so 4 energy right out the gate, and out comes the Illaggressor. There we go. Okay, so that is going to cause some problems. And here you see why in my other deck I said that it was so important to have a Nerva next to an Illaggressor or a Scathach, because Illaggressor is only really vulnerable to that kind of thing. Trickery comes out. Oh, now this is interesting. Is his ability going to activate? It does not. But Casanova comes out and snags the Illaggressor. That is going to cause the Illaggressor to return to Buttsnuts' hand and refund its gold cost, though, if I remember correctly. But it is going to take a couple of turns for that to happen. Possibly. At least it won't happen this turn. So, Snake Tamer Nicholas and the snake get some attacks off. That poor snake is going to take forever to kill that Secret Nerva. Nope, Illaggressor does return even though she's paralyzed. Interesting, does not seem to refund its cost when it does that. That is good to know. That is very good to know. Spring of Memories comes out. Interesting choice in front of the Snake Tamer Nicholas. That's going to seal Nicholas's ability, but it's going to take a long time to do so. Because it's obviously predominantly defense-based, and Nicholas only has 2 attack. Kadir's Flying Sword comes out as a counter to the Leopard, and we're seeing just this whole rainbow range on Mist Zero's side. Very creature orientated, which is good for Miss Zero because it means he can pretty much bypass the issues with Secret Nerva +1. So let's see how this goes. There's 9 damage sort of coming out onto the board that's going to take Buttsnuts down to 8 HP. That Nicholas is going to take forever to get through that Spring of Memories. Same thing with the Snake. However, Buttsnuts now absolutely needs to deal with the Kadir's Priest or the Casanova, which he's doing, which is good. The lag is real. Yeah, there is a bit of lag. I turned off the auto low graphics mode, but I think I'll turn it back on now just to help speed things up a bit. Okay, so Leopard and the Secret Nerva continue to sort of pound away. Lichy comes out, deals damage to the Leopard. Ooh, that was a good play. Pushes Kadir's sword out into an open slot, charges up a couple of times, and the Casanova is actually going to land the finishing blow. Nicely done. Weird deck on Miss Zero's side, but an effective one. Kills with Casanova in a creepy sort of way. Very well played on both players' sides there. Interesting deck on Buttsnut's side as well, with a Secret Nerva +1 Ill Aggressor and a Spring of Memories, of all things. And also using Trickery, which of course, gotta love that Trickery. Interesting to note as well, that Trickery does in fact stop Kadir's Priest's ability from activating, which is cool. Very cool. Neon, is it round 3 now? No, not yet. We have 2 more fights and then it's round 3. So very good fight on both Brown and Miss Zero's side. Really interesting decks. Very, very cool. Alright, next fight is Shinami versus Vertsude, and then it's We Humanity versus Kalpesh, and then we're into round 3. So, Shinami and Vertsude, when you guys are ready, ready, set, goat. Very cool deck mist, says Moth, and I agree. Very, very weird, but pretty damn cool. Alright, so yes, Shinami versus Vertsude. So, we'll just keep refreshing, and I'll have more drink. Okay. Oh, a lot of quick fights. Everybody's just really on the ball right now. Very few people are sitting there thinking. They're all just play, 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 play. It's fantastic, but it's killing my throat. May the best winner win. And may the worst loser lose. Goat. Okay, it always takes a little bit of time for the thing to key over. Everybody's in red now, nobody in blue in a second. There we go. We need to lie low-cost capture by Heal Aggressor. Yeah. Devil's Lie. Devil's Lie, yeah. Vertude up at the top. Shinami down at the bottom. 3 mutants, it looks like, up at the top. And, oh, jeez, and everybody just got slapped. An opening slap. Vertude and Shinami just slapping each other. What have we got here? Gold and light on Vertude's side. Gold on Shinami's side. Is Vertude using an infinite slap deck? What's happening here? Infinite gold. Vertude's leveling up. What is happening? I'm so confused. It's an infinite slap deck. What is happening? I love it. I love it. Oh my god, who's going to get slapped to death first? Come on. Oh, Vertude slapped himself to death. Yeah, bravo. Bravo. Best fight of the night. Absolutely. Oh, I'm crying a little bit. That's why I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Okay. Well, that's going to be remembered for the ages. Alright, next up is We Humanity versus Kalpesh. When you guys are ready, let me know. I mean, Kenki's not even... Oh, no, there he is. I was going to say, not even online, but no, there he is. He's right there. Best game, says Sultan, and I agree. Best game of the night. I shall go to bed tonight with a warm, fuzzy feeling deep in my heart. Keep your pimp hand strong. Yeah. The pimp hand is strong in these ones. Yeah, that 8 damage self-slap, that was painful. Battle of a man. Yeah. Oh, God Lord. Oh. Okay. So, We Humanity and Calpesh. Are you guys ready? What's happening? If I don't hear from you guys in a minute or two, we'll move on to round 3. Oh, I smudged my glasses when I was rubbing my eyes. What's up with my hair, by the way? Somebody tell me what's up with my hair. It's weird. Yeah, you guys can't shake hands. It'd be too painful. Nope, looks like the fight might be beginning. Let's find out. Because Kingy's in the red, which usually implies that the fight's about to transfer over. There we go. Alright. We Humanity versus Kengi. So, Kengi down the bottom with either 4 or 3 mutants. I couldn't... It was too fast. And We Humanity with no mutants. 2-color deck on We Humanity side. That better not be a gimmick. We're watching you. George, you feel like you cheated using Gold Rush. Yeah, everybody, just use Slap. That's the only thing that's allowed. Kengi is either thinking about it or is crashing. Or it's me, but I'll double check that. No, it's not me. It's Kengi. Good. I like it when it's someone else's fault. And Kengi forfeited? Must be having some problems. Oh, wait, chose the wrong deck. Okay, gotcha. Okay, no problem. Just start the fight up again, and we'll watch it over again. Okay. So yeah, Daniel and Neon, remember you guys aren't fighting just yet. Wait a second. Get ready, but don't fight. Nonus, who are you going up against? You're going up against Nick Stalker right after this fight. Yeah, go start fiddling with that pen. Go away, pen. Okay. You're gonna go eat something, Will. You'll be hungry, you'll be in Discord. Okay, well, see you in Discord. You're not lined up for another fight, are you? No, you're not. You're free to go. Thanks for stopping by the stream. See you in Discord. Oops, tapped on a thing, which I shouldn't have tapped on. There we go. Miss Pegasus. Kengi chose the wrong deck, so he just had to pick a new one. Here we go. If you wonder what kind of psycho you are, imagine if I'm into anime, you're Stein from the Soul Eater series. I'll be honest, not one I've seen. I know, disgraceful of me, but you can all whip me later. What are we up to? What did you miss? We were talking about the new CGC meta, the cards to look out for, the cards to watch out for, and the cards and how to counter them. And then we talked about the upcoming tournament, which we'll be running test of this week. If you're interested in that, just get involved in the Arcanauts Discord channel. So, Garden Cat comes out, and so does Tomb of the Solitary Man, which is quite interesting. Petrify comes out to deal with the Golden Garden Cat by We Humanity. Very interesting. Sloth wants to fight someone with his cat deck, if there's any slots left. Yeah, we can put that down. Okay, and Hunt comes out and kills the Tomb of the Solitary Man. A second Tomb of the Solitary Man comes right back out. And that poor little kitty is still petrified. Let's see. The surprise attack comes out, deals with the Tomb of the Solitary Man again, so no resource charging up for We Humanity. That was quite expensive for him. And Kengi decides to revive out of the grave. Why am I fiddling with spell? Because I was right now Sloth's name, wasn't I? We Humanity resurrects and immediately drops another Tomb of the Solitary Man. That's getting pretty expensive. I don't know what he's building up towards, but let's see if it pays off. Let's see if it pays off. So Bomb Squad comes out. Alright, so Kengi's ignoring the Tomb of the Solitary Man for now. He's not too worried perhaps about the darkness generation. It is only +1, as you can see there, and We Humanity's darkness is so low right now, it's not really crucial that he gets rid of the tomb. So, charges up instead, a little bit more darkness gets back into We Humanity, who also charges, and that goes into mana, which I'm assuming is not what he wanted. Assuming he wanted to charge into darkness, ideally. Discards a mana card to the grave. Could be counter spell, could be. Counter summon's also a possibility, but it's unusual. Kengi was testing out if it was a counter spell. Turns out it's not, so could be counter summon. Alright, a little bit more charging, and now the dark resource is beginning to become more acceptable. The petrification comes out and deals with the goblin bomb squad. Interesting, drains the darkness resources again, of course, but let's see. I'm interested to know what We Humanity dropped into mana, given that it obviously wasn't counterspell. Okay, another aggressive Golden Bomb Squad, now that the Tomb of the Solitary Man is off the field. Kengi feeling perhaps that he can't just keep taking these petrifications, so he's going to shut down the Darkness Generation. We Humanity ready to level up. Does he do so? Zohib, you want to fight again? Okay, I'll mark you down as fighting Sloth in round 3 then. And that'll probably have to be it, actually, looking at the time and how many fights we've got in round 3. Wow, Master Seducer Casanova, interesting. Summons one of the petrified creatures and mermaid size. Ah, okay. Okay, so it's a mermaid size deck. Now, unfortunately, Kengi does have enough resources for something like a hunt, but maybe it doesn't have a hunt. If he only has command hunting, that wouldn't work. It would only kill the Casanova. Miss Zero just opened 2 more CGC packs, just got another Alicia. This woman will just not leave you alone. Just lean into it, dude. Just accept the Casanova. Just accept the Casanova. Accept the Alicia. So, Command Hunting comes out, deals with Casanova. That does not deal with the Mermaid Size, which means that Mermaid Size will in fact pull that other petrified creature onto her side of the field, blocking off the elf. Now, if the elf kills it, that will put the permanent petrified creature back to normal, which is a Golden Bomb Squad, and it will be summoned permanently onto We Humanity's side of the field. Marchandel, control deck tactic. Yeah, this is kind of a control combo deck, which is very unusual. Combo decks aren't generally used in Mabinogi Duel, but this one is a combo deck with a certain element of control. We'd need to see more spells coming out in order to fully classify it as control. You just fought Zohaib, can you fight somebody else this time? Not even problem fighting just for the sake of that. But if anybody else signs up for the fight, then Sloth, then maybe. But we've already got like 5 people signed up, and there's like half an hour left on the stream, so probably not. Yeah, Zohaib, you're fighting Sloth, don't worry about it. Okay, so the Golden Bomb Squad gets a hit off, the Petrification comes out and deals with that Golden Bomb Squad. We Humanity is not doing brilliantly for HP, doing okay for resources, but the size capture could be a problem, especially if he's got something like a Dark Notir's Needle or a Mana Bullet of Illusion. That's what's called true love from Alicia, yes. The Princess's Shadow, not something you necessarily want to experience. Okay, so Holy Missile comes out, takes care of that mermaid size, and the Goblin Shredder comes out in order to provide a little bit more active pressure. That still won't deal fatal damage, but it does prevent We Humanity from reviving anything. Because if it revives, then he's within fatal range of the Goblin Shredder. So, what will it be? Mist Zero believes in humanity. It's a very upbeat and optimistic attitude. Does decide to revive. Okay, so now We Humanity is going to have to actually kill that Golden Bomb Squad. Dropping a creature down to block it isn't going to work, because Kengi has enough resources to kill it outright. So, the Golden Shredder needs to be actually killed. Discards a card into mana, building up towards something perhaps, or not. Because we still don't know what that mana card was. Mermaid Size comes out, going to block the Goblin Shredder. That almost certainly will not be enough, unfortunately. Yep, there we go. Flame Mission comes out, deals with that, resummons the Golden Garden Cat and the Golden Bomb Squad. Not that it makes much difference. And the final blow is dealt by the Goblin Shredder. Very nice fight on both players' sides. Very well done. Very interesting to see We Humanity running a mermaid size deck. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, so he round 2 Sloth, guessing Angry Sloth incoming with a powerful deck. maybe. Very good game on both player sides. Very good game. Very interesting decks, and that's what we really like to see. Okay, so that is the end of round 2. Next up is round 3, so give me a second, guys and gals, while I see what this message is and have a little drinky. I get from Neon 5,000 gold. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Chances are I'm not going to be able to pull Secretus from CGC, so I'm going to have to buy him. And I only have like 600,000 gold right now, so it all helps. Whew. Kalpesh is up for round 3. Yes, Kalpesh, you're already in round 3. You're fighting Lay KBZ A or 7. My handwriting is terrible when I'm not paying attention. Yeah, very interesting deck both sides, I imagine, and I agree. Brown, you gotta go. Gotta watch Ghost in the Shell in the cinema. Ooh, the Scarlett Johansson one. I hear it's fairly faithful to the anime, so let us know. Let us know, because I really, really like the anime, but I'm a bit concerned. Sloth says, don't worry, only uses fun decks. Very rarely powerful ones. Okay, so next up, if you guys are ready, is Nyx Stalker versus Knonus. Knonus. So I'm pretty sure I have you guys on my thingamabobber. Well, I definitely have Nyx anyway. Okay, so Nyx Stalker and Knonus, whenever you guys are ready, the word is go. I'll just keep refreshing until we see you guys ready. Okay, so the while we're waiting for Nyx Stalker and Knonus to start up, I'll just run through round 3's battles. It's Nyx versus Knonus, then Daniel, otherwise known as Atharaxia, versus Neon, then Whippy versus Shinami, Kalpesh versus Lay KBZ, and then I don't know what I wrote for the last line, and then Sloth versus Zohib for the fight one. Daniel, you will fight Neon. Yes, you will fight Neon right after this fight between Nyx Stalker and Knonus. Has it happened? It's happened. Good. Boom. Magicians and summoners, okay, so Nyx Stalker versus Nuke Chicken. Yes, I do have Nuke. Of course I have Nuke in my thing. So, triple color decks on both players' sides. Looks like Nuke Chicken is using 1 mutant and Nyx Stalker is using 4. Interesting, interesting. So let's see. An opening skeleton. All right. The Nuke Chicken obviously could counter that with a Holy Missile if you had it. Mist, you ready to use your Lady Rachel deck? I assume you mean Rachel Alucard? Discard into nature. Probably an Ambush Vine or Hidden Spider, but we'll see. Oh, wow. Unlucky number comes out and cancels out the skeleton. An unusual card choice, but it works, so hey. Let's see. Okay, so Nuke Chicken levels up. Both players doing pretty decently for resources. Both players doing pretty decently for HP. Nuke Chicken with 1 card in the grave and Nyx with 2. One of which, however, is a trap card. So, Skeleton, your favorite starter card, so powerful. It's a good card. It's a very good card. It's a shame that it's so vulnerable to like every 1-cost removal, but hey, it's good. Gets nice stats by level 3 too. An aggressive nature goblin bomb squad. We're seeing a lot of these in the live streams. Aggressive nature goblin bomb squads, which always surprises me because I never play goblin bomb squads aggressively. Not that that's, there's nothing wrong with doing so. It's just I'm always surprised by it. Ambush Vine comes out and paralyzes Emmy, which means that the Vine will kill her first, unless, of course, Windblade Taeon arrives and pushes Emmy out of the way. Interesting. That's unfortunately not going to really help the Emmy. She's going to kill the Goblin Bomb Squad, and then she's going to die. But it does put the Taeon into a slightly better position. In fact, she doesn't seem to be paralyzed. Why doesn't she seem to be paralyzed? That seems weird. Anyway, Hellhound comes out, weakens the Wanderer enough for the Golden Bomb Squad to deal damage. The Ambush Vine goes down to the Windblade Taeon's effect, and then it walks in front of the Hellhound. The Hellhound will kill it unless Nuke Chicken disables it somehow. It does have a lot of light, so a Holy Missile here would be a good choice. Noriel, is that Kool-Aid or something? It is my special Arca Juice, the source of all my powers. Its ingredients are a closely guarded secret. Agita is greater than Skeleton, says Sloth, yeah. Interesting. Symbol of Peace comes out in front of the Goblin Bomb Squad, guaranteeing a paralysis, which, interesting choice. Only when you pair him with the Mana Vamp card. Firebolt comes out and kills the... Now, that's an interesting choice. because it wasn't technically necessary, but obviously Nyx wanted to get as much damage off as possible onto Nuke Chicken before Nuke Chicken levels up. Because you get 24% of your current HP is added to your maximum HP every time you level up. I think that was the number. I did the calculations. I had this whole big post about it on the subreddit like 4 months ago. But okay, Mist comes out, repositions the Mirror Ghost. The Mist doesn't really help out at all, but the Undine definitely does. That prevents the Mirror Ghost from summoning her extra creatures, I suppose, her copies. So the simpler piece is going to die, and that's going to paralyze everybody. But Undine and the Hellhound are going to get their attacks off first, which means that actually Nick Stalker wins that with exactly the right amount of damage that he needed. Interesting deck on Nuke Chicken's side. The Unlucky Number, the Mirror Ghost, some really, really unusual cards that we just don't see very much. And, of course, good deck on Nick Stalker's side as well. Well played to both players. Very good game. Very good game. Marie, see you later. Fun stuff. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can make it to the next one. Margin, just admit I'm running an infinite full recovery potion deck. Never. Right, who's next? That was Nick Stalker versus Nonus. Next up is Daniel Atheraxia versus Neon. So, when you guys are ready, let's go. I'm going to remind myself. Okay, Atheraxia versus Neon. Okay, so I have definitely have Neon added on my friends list, so there we go. No problem. Okay, while waiting for this, I'm just going to reiterate to anybody that missed the earlier announcement, we are creating a full-fledged esports-style tournament for Mabinogi Duel. If you are interested in signing up for that or getting involved in the planning process, then stop by the Discord channel rather, and I will have your say. I'll post the link now in the little description box. Creep. Yeah, I don't deny it. Someone's going to make a gif of that. You keep saying that or meme. Did I post the thingy? Yeah, I did post the thingy. It's just not showing up on my list for some weird reason. Anyway. So yes, if you're interested in getting involved in the tournament, either playing or planning, then stop by the Arcanauts Discord thing. We'll be running a test tournament at some point this week, and that will only be announced on the Discord channel. Okay, so Atheraxia up at the top and Neon down at the bottom. Atheraxia, no mutants, and Neon 1. Barbarian opening, which is very interesting, countered by, well, not countered, but which causes the Ambush Vine to pop out. Tsubaki Yayoi, a very good mid-range gold card, comes out onto the field and is charged up by Elysis's sword training. Not that that really helps her too much, but hey, every little is good. Zohaib, Sloth is offline, is he? Well, you're not fighting for a little while yet, so hopefully he'll be back before then. Okay, so Neon casts the Religious Confession spell. Okay, interesting. And Hunt comes out. Wait, what's happening? What was happening here? It's very strange. No, Sloth is saving his phone's battery. It's a good plan. Okay, I get really confused. What was the Religious Confession for? It's weird. Anyway, Holy Missile comes out and deals with that Ambush Vine. Slightly more expensive removal, but hey, the Ambush Vine, being in the grave, is immediately then summoned by the Kadir's Flying Sword. Not a big deal, because Kadir's Flying Sword beats the Ambush Vine. That does drain Atheraxia's nature resources, which may have been Neon's plan all along. Tsubaki Strong, says Pegasus. I agree. She's a good card. I'm glad that she's not been nerfed, you know. Imagine, maybe when you get a new phone, you go to some championship, you swear you come dressed with a wrecked coat and scars on face. Just kidding, maybe. Well, now that you've said it, you have to do it, or we will all be so disappointed in you. Oh, wow, my throat is, my voice is going. Okay. So the Kadir's Flying Sword is going to survive all of that. Well, it's definitely going to survive all of that now, because the Flame Mission takes it all out. Alright, so the Kadir's Flying Sword is still paralyzed, so it's not going to fight, and Neon decides to charge up. So he's got lower resources now than Atheraxia, and lower HP, but he has board presence. Fiery Zealot comes out, the Golden Bomb Squad equivalency, and yeah, that's definitely gonna kill the Kadir's Flying Sword. Notice you used Unlucky Number just because of Kadir's Flying Sword. It was a good plan actually. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, decent plan. A good counter to a level 2 Kadir's Flying Sword. Not so great at level 1 obviously because it can only get up to 3 and everything. Golden Eagle comes out, which is basically just a reskin of the existing Eagle. And does enough damage that the Fiery Zealot will actually kill the Kadir's sword, leaving Ataraxia with 16 damage on the board, and that is something that Neon absolutely needs to deal with. Unfortunately, he's used up his Flame Emission already, so that's not a possibility. Neither is Holy Spear. I don't even know if he has Holy Spear, but Holy Spear wouldn't be because he needs one more light. Awkward situation. Ice Spear would be a good idea, but he's thinking about it. Magic Missile comes out onto the Golden Eagle, which is the biggest threat. And Seigi comes out in front of the Fiery Zealot. Interesting. Okay. Bold choice. Bold choice. So Religious Confession comes out and seals Seigi's ability and disappears him. Ouch. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we love Religious Confession. It is super powerful against the super powerful collaboration cards. So Fiery Zealot continues his relentless assault on Neon, unabated. That was quite expensive for Ataraxia to cast though, so the resources have now balanced out quite nicely. Neon takes an expensive revive, but obviously needs it in order to get those cards back into his hand. Decides to charge up. Yeah, poor Seigi. Decides to charge up. And now really does kind of need to deal with that Fiery Zealot. Otherwise it's going to cause a lot of problems. Okay, counters with a Fiery Zealot of his own. Yeah, imagine. Oh no, Seigi! Oh, never mind, he's dead. That was so fast. Yeah. Solid counter to Seigi. Cheaper than Seigi's cost as well by a wide margin. So, yeah. Nice card to have in your deck if you're worried about that kind of thing. So Ataraxia decides to charge up. Nick Stalker, interesting card, exclusive for collaboration cards. Yeah, I mean it seals abilities regardless. It's just if it also is in a collaboration card, then it also disappears the card. So yeah, it's very cool. Out comes Automata Eliza. Yay, Neon signature card. We do love it so. Yeah, Seigi down. OMG, just like that. Seigi goes down. Yeah, it's painful. All right. I mean, Religious Confession is really good. It just utterly destroys Seigi. It destroys Scathach. It destroys a lot of these big creatures. Out comes the Golden Garden Cat. I was wondering if Ataraxia had that little guy ready to go. And the hunt takes out the Eliza before it can do anything. Tragedy strikes the Automata family as Eliza is found hunted to death in the woods out back. Got a little bit dark there. I apologize. Surprise attack comes out and kills the cat. I was not expecting that. Difficult to surprise a cat, but hey, Neon managed it. And charges up to try to regain some resource parity. Athraxia's got a lot of gold, but very little nature. And Light decides to just charge up quickly, and summons out the Tsubaki. If you got the gold, you might as well use it. Miss Zero is handing out the deck that won the Facebook tournament. Just quickly pop that open and try and keep an eye on what's happening here. Neon discards a card into the grave, and Religious Confession comes out and seals and disappears Tsubaki. Infinite Ruffian deck with a Manza and a Manza Black Bean. That is unpleasant. It's not allowed in our tournament anyway. Missed. Collaboration cards. So Neon charges up. The resources have now become equal again, and Neon has been holding on with his resources quite nicely. The gold healing charge up from Atharaxia's hero is helping out as well. Neon signature cards are double Albi. That is also another thing, yeah. Okay, so Nicholas comes out on that slot to protect against both hunts and flame emissions. It's a good way of doing it. Flame emission comes out. Yeah, the snake, but the snake obviously does its thing and then is resummoned, and of course Nicholas survives. That's why you want to summon Nicholas in that particular slot whenever you can. Protects against Hunt, protects against Flame Emission, all that kind of stuff. Protects against all AoE effects, really, in that the snake is guaranteed to be resummoned. Flame Emission comes out on that. Eliza, poor girl, is just not being allowed her time to shine. Tsubaki down, OMG. Becca says, that's just your thing now. Tsigi down! Tsubaki down! How do you see the deck with the code Nonus? I'll link it for you. Seriously, what is that religious confession card? Some sort of ultimate elimination card, Margin? It's a targeted spell that will seal the ability of any card that you cast it on. And if the card that you cast it on is a collaboration card, it will vanish the collaboration card into the grave. It's fantastic. So Neon takes a bit of a kicking there from Nicholas and the snake. The positioning of that is really awkward because even if he could get another Flame Emission out, the snake would still just be immediately resummoned back out onto the field. Miss Zero, reprints going to be allowed in the tournament we're going to have. Yeah, reprints are fine. The only rule is it has to be a generation between Generation 1 and FOD, no collaboration and no gimmick. And no EXT or SIH because, same sort of reason as no collaboration. Surprise Attack comes out just as a thing. And yeah, down go. Not sure what that was all about, but hey, the snake lands the finishing blow. Very interesting plays on both players' sides. And that religious confession really doing a lot of work there. Majinadel, can it obliterate Skathak too? Yes, it can. Skathak doesn't have any spell counter innate ability, so yes, it will immediately vanish Skathak for less than Skathak cost to cast. Same thing for Seigi, same thing for literally every collaboration card, except for Alicia. I think that may be it. I think Alicia is the only one that directly cancels targeted removals, the only collaboration card. So anyway, yes, very good fight there by Ataraxia and Neon. Very interesting. Very interesting. And a good showcase for the religious confession, which is definitely a lot of fun. Neon, all three duels lost. Feels bad, man. You don't need to worry about it. We all know that you're a kick-ass duelist. So, hey. Alright, next up is Whippy versus Shinami. If you guys are ready, let me know. And then ready, set, go. You're gonna sleep off this bad day and Kengi pseudo gimmick. Yeah, the loss against Kengi doesn't count because it was a pseudo gimmick deck. So yeah, good night, Neon. Thanks for stopping by and getting involved in the fights. Sloth, Alicia is collab. Yeah, not the Princess's Shadow Alicia. I'm talking about Persona Alicia. I know it's confusing. Who is it? It's Whippy versus Shinami. That's right. Whippy does not seem to be online, so if you're around Whippy, do let us know. Oh, there you go. Just appeared. Good. Okay. You guys get into the fight. Awesome Mashallah, like, yeah, OMG Seigi, rip Seigi, OMG Sabaki, rip Sabaki, Sabaki, and she's dead. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Alright, so Shinami, battle is a goat. Alright, Whippy up at the top with 2 mutants, Shinami down at the bottom with 3, both players using triple color things and both being very polite to each other. Wow, a turn 1 aggressive Goblin Bomb Squad. Interesting choice. Let's see how this goes. Surprise attack, immediate takedown, good, equal cost. So, an equal trade. What is Kengi, by the way? Kengi is Kelpish. It's very confusing. I do wish you people would stop having different usernames for everything. Very confusing. Kadir's Flying Sword comes out. Flying Sword comes out. And charges up into HP, putting it beyond the range of a Holy Missile. So being countered now by a Fiery Zealot. Fiery Zealot costs more to play than Kaldir's Flying Sword does, but Whippy is now within range of leveling up, and no matter what happens, that Kaldir's Flying... It is Kaldir, right? No, it is just Kadir. I was right the first time. Don't know why I corrected myself. Kadir's Flying Sword is definitely going to die. Ozell, hope you have a slap with her. It's a must. Yeah. Whippy charges up and skips a turn. And will he do so again, or is he going to try to apply a little bit of board pressure? He tries to apply a little bit of board pressure with the Golden Garden Cat. Okay. So let's see. You're going to slap her. All right. All right, so what will Shinami do? Needs to get rid of that Golden Garden Cat. Can't afford to let Whippy generate the resources. But how to do so? Goblin Bunker. Okay, interesting choice. What's happening here? I'm not sure. So the Golden Garden Cat does get its +2 resource effect off. Dragon's Guardian comes out on the far right hand corner, and the attacks just continue. The Goblin Bunker activates its weird little paralysis ability. And now what's Shinami's plan here? I mean, we assume there's a plan, like a push to cliff or something like that. Okay, Death Cloud comes out. I'll be honest, I have no idea what's happening. Okay, and then a Hellhound comes out. I still don't know what that Goblin Bunker's for. You wonder if we'll ever see a Now hero. After all, there's Mari. Now is Mari after she got changed by the goddess Morrigan in order to keep order in the Soul Stream. Yeah, well, it's actually after she died, isn't it? Command Hunting comes out, takes care of the Hellhound. The bunker just sits there because it's not doing anything anymore. Out comes the Ifrit. Interesting. Okay. So Ifrit will kill the citizen one way or another. Out comes Mukro Algesco. Not sure why? Because it doesn't make any difference. Yeah, I mean, the guy was going to die regardless. Mukro Algesco was going to wear off at the end of Whippy's turn anyway. There's really no point in casting Mukro Algesco unless you can guarantee the hit. Tishna, your in-game and in real-life name are the same. Well, see? That's the way to do it. Everything is just the same. Citizen Gold +1 comes out. It's a good card, very good card. It's an interesting little kind of resource. Not really resource generator, but it almost pays for itself. So, Shinami is charging up. Got to deal with that citizen. Can't really take that 7 damage. That would be painful. Maybe just panicking? I don't know. I don't think so. Shinami's a veteran player. He knows what he's doing. I'm sure there was a plan behind the Goblin Bunker. I have no idea what it was. And I don't know what the Mukro was about either. Again, I assume there was a plan. I have no idea what it could be. Okay, Whippy continues to charge. The citizen does get his shot off. Sarah, hero, Shinami did get it back. Okay, there's the Golden Bunker again. I have to figure out why this Golden Bunker keeps getting played. It's not really that hard to find you. You're always the one with the sloth and the moth sloth. Yeah, but we never know which one of your numerous nicknames it is. Is it Sloth? Is it Moth? Is it Sloth Lord? Is it Future Sloth? Is it Sloth or is it Moth? It's very confusing. Okay, so the Golden Bunker activates and paralyzes Witch Xena. And then Xena's ability activates and decreases the HP value of the citizen. Shinami's hero is cute. Yes, the Sarah skin. It's a shame that it was basically locked behind a pay gate. It costs like $40 to get it equivalency. It's really, really expensive. Which, as I say, it's a shame because it's a really nice skin. Really nice skin. Anyway, Shinami continues to charge up. Mothfin Sloth. All of the above at the same time. You should just have your new username for everything. Just be Future, Lord, Sloth, Moth. Boom, boom, we'll just add them all together. Okay, Shinami continues to charge up. His characters aren't going to attack. The Golden Garden Eagle is going to come out. It's a bit random which is going to hit, but it chooses Xena. Okay. And stands there. So now Whippy has a lot of damage. 19 damage out onto the board. The Golden Bunker just continues to attempt to paralyze its side of the field. I really wish I knew what it was for. Shinami, you absolutely have to tell us what is the deal with this Golden Bunker. Why are you deliberately paralyzing your own units? It's confusing me. Okay, so that's 19 damage out on the board. That is fatal damage. That absolutely needs to be dealt with immediately. And it is. Good. The Hellhound comes out and deals enough damage to kill the citizen, but not quite enough damage to deal with the Eagle. This is unfortunate because all Whippy needs to do now is use a Hunt or a Flame Emission, and the Hellhound's going to go, and the Golden Garden Eagle will land the finishing blow, but chooses not to. Doesn't have Hunt or Flame Emission? Really? How strange. Because the Hellhound's not going to kill the Garden Eagle now anyway, because it's paralyzed thanks to the Goblin Bunker. Such insane high damage, sure, eagles keep their trades. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Golden Garden Eagle is really, really good if you're running Nature Gold. Very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. And less random as well, because you can actually somewhat direct where it goes, unlike the other eagle. Well, no, the other eagle is actually very specific, but with the Golden Garden Eagle, you can, to a certain extent, pick your target. Rather than just going for, you know, the guy with X amount of HP. Shinami, Squee, you're awesome. I think he's basically just, yeah, okay, so he's conceded. Alright. Fairly sportsmanlike, although generally it's nicer to charge up and let your opponent land the finishing blow, but conceding is also fine. So, Shinami, what was with the Goblin Bunker? Explain this to us. I don't understand. I know you must have had a plan, but I cannot for the life of me figure out what it was. Okay, yeah, it's bizarre. Is the next fight between you and Sloth? No, the next fight is between Kalpesh and Lay KBZA, I assume. But again, I wrote that down weird. And then it's Sloth versus Zohib, and that will be the last one. No idea why you had Bunker. You had no idea why you had Bunker, and yet you kept playing it. Why? I'm so confused. This is your plan, isn't it? The infinite slap deck and the Goblin Bunker. You're just trying to drive me out of my mind. Okay. Next up is Kalpesh versus Lay KBZ something. If Lay K blah 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 is around. I wish I'd written down that last letter correctly. I'm pretty sure it's an A. I'm not sure about that though. Alright. If Lay does not reply within a couple of minutes, we'll switch down to Sloth versus Zohaib. And then we'll see if we can get the Kalpesh versus Lay battle at the end there. But if he's not around... Mist, you don't fight this round. No, you don't. Although if Lay doesn't show up, you can fight Kalpesh. You got slapped so hard last match, yeah. Golden Bunker, slap, and barter to give your opponent... Yeah, I mean, if it was a barter deck, I totally get the Bunker. If it was a push to cliff deck, I totally get the Bunker. But why would you just keep putting it down on your side of the field? If you don't know why it was there, don't play it! It's weird, dude. Alright, Lay may not be around, so Mist, are you okay to fight Kalpesh? Infinite Goblin Bunker deck plus push to cliff. Yeah, you wouldn't win, but you drive your opponent out of his freaking mind. Ugh. I've gone up against decks like that. Decks that basically had no win condition, but just kept like using control. Oh, I shut your deck down, I killed your creature, I killed your creature, I killed your creature. It's like, God's sake, I'm going to win this, but it's going to take me like 45 minutes. Don't be that guy. Okay, I don't know, he's still down there, he's not started up anything yet. Alright, so Kengi versus Mist will fight instead of Kengi versus Lay, because we don't know where Lay went. And then it will be Sloth versus Zohaib. Will kill me, but by will battle. Good. You're already going out of your mind. Excellent. Join me in insanity. Symbol of peace and the astro clock, the parallel. Yeah, Jerna's astronomical clock. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh, it's so annoying. I'm not confused. I just RQ8. I'm just laughing in my heart loudly. Yeah, sure. That's what's happening. Okay, Gengi versus Mist. Spectate. All right, Mist up at the top, no mutants. Kengi down at the bottom with 2 mutants. It looked like. Yes, and then the Fene's ability activated and dropped the HP by 1. I don't understand why Kengi keeps using a Fene hero. Very painful. Mist opens with a Book of Knowledge. Kengi counters with a Golden Garden Cat. Mist decides to ignore it for 1 turn and levels up, and the Golden Garden Cat gets its ability off, charging up light by 1, putting Kengi into a decent position there. Kengi decides to charge and get some damage off. Mist has 2 options. Casanova. Ooh, yeah, that's going to do it. Okay, so Casanova snags the little kitty, and now Mist is going to get all the benefit of that. Kengi has to level up, and does, so the Garden Cat charges up Mist. Nice little counter. Casanova gets 4 damage off, acceptable. Flame Emission comes out and wipes out the whole bunch, burning the cat to death. How do you feel, Kengi? Elf comes out into the center of the field and is immediately surprised attack right back into the forest. Mist charges up, playing defensively, trying to maintain a resource advantage and letting Kengi make the first move. Playing more of a control deck, apparently, based on the removal spells and the Casanova. Let's see if it pays off. An aggressive Goblin Bomb Squad comes out. That can be quite easily removed with Hunt. Let's see if that's what happens. Snake Tamer Nicholas. Interesting. Yes, okay. In the smart position with the Water Drop Snake. And that's going to increase Nicholas's defense if the Goblin Bomb Squad kills it. And that's a good thing. Nicholas needs all of the extra health he can get. Now, Light Emission is a Flame Emission rather is a possibility here, but it won't kill the Nicholas, and it would just supercharge or just cause the snake to be summoned right back in again. So it's usually not a good idea to Flame Emission. The Command Hunting comes out, takes care of the snake. That's unfortunately not going to work. It's going to boost Nicholas's defense. Nicholas now summons a giant... Oh, it doesn't boost Nicholas's defense. It must be a different friendly creature. Interesting. And Giant Snake is summoned. That is painful. Small Sloth. If the last fight is there's still a CGC rule. There should be. If you guys don't want to, you don't have to. But it is a CGC thing. Out comes a Mukro. Gesco, ouch, down goes that little guy, and now there is, what is that, 18 damage on the field on Mist's side. That is a lot to have to deal with. Now, Kengi does have a light flame emission in that's, you know, sort of there, but nowhere near enough resources to cast it just yet. And yet, can't really afford to take that extra damage. So, the 6 comes out because not quite enough gold to make it the extra amount, unfortunately. Mist Zero's turn. Is he going to remove the eagle in front of the Nicholas, or is he going to let Nicholas die? Let's find out. Magic Missile comes out onto the eagle, and down it goes. That is the full 18 damage. Ouch. That is painful. Yeah, that giant snake was a really good summon from the Snake Tamer's side. Very nice. Discarding in for a Flame Emission. Yep, that's what I thought. There it goes. And that will remove all 3 of them. Does not, interestingly... Oh, yeah, because the thing doesn't vanish, of course. Yeah, okay. So the disadvantage of the giant snake is that it technically doesn't vanish, so Nicholas won't re-summon a snake in the middle slot. Okay, Miss Hero charges up. There is 1 HP left with Kengi, and 32 HP left on Mist Zero's side. Both players trying to build up their resources now. Kengi needs to be sure that he can answer whatever Miss Zero brings out, so he's got to play it defensively. That's his only chance of pulling victory out now. Kadir's Flying Sword comes out. Will we see a second creature to apply just that little bit extra pressure? We do not. Instead, Miss Zero charges up. Out goes the Goblin Bomb Squad, which, unless Miss Zero has capture, is going to prevent Kadir's Flying Sword from doing anything. George, you got to get going. Okay, thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. I'll see you in Discord. Miss Zero decides to charge up. He's just going to let the Goblin Bomb Squad do the damage. No, he's not. He's going to push the Kadir's Flying Sword out of the way with Lychee. The Flying Sword will deal finishing damage. Taki Grande in the hubba hubba wobble wobble, says the sword. And out. Oh, but no, Fenne's ability activates, leaving him Kengi at 1 HP. Ooh. Holy Spear comes out, takes care of Lychee, and that is 8 damage on the Goblin Bomb Squad, going to go through against Mist Zero. Okay, interesting. Now Mist has more than enough light resources to do something. Kadir's Priest comes out, blocks the Goblin Bomb Squad and seals its ability. Religious Confession comes out, seals the other Goblin Bomb Squad's ability, and that does leave Kengi in a very awkward position now. Does he have a gold flame emission? Almost certainly not, since he has a light flame emission. So, yes, very awkward position. Betrayal comes out, which is going to buy him a little bit of time, but not much. Not much. And then revives, because you might as well. You've already got 1 HP. You can't be hurt anymore by that. So that is 15 damage. It's going to go out onto Miss Zero. That is going to hurt, but the Kadir's Flying Sword is immediately going to pop back up into an open slot. And yeah, this basically guarantees now Miss Zero's victory, because the sword just goes in front of itself. Miss Zero choosing not to be sportsmanlike. And using every one of his spells. Tut tut, Miss Zero. And Gadir's Flying Sword lands the finishing blow. Very nice. Kengi almost pulling it back there, taking Miss Zero all the way from 30 odd HP all the way down to 9. Very, very close by the end. Very nice fight on both players' sides. Well done. Well done. Okay, so that was Kalpesh versus Mist. Alright, last fight of round 3 and of the live stream. Sloth versus Zohaib. Whenever you guys are prepared, ready, set, go. Oh, good, I see you both online anyway. Excellent. Whew. Man, already past 3 hours on this. You wanted to be safer than sorry. There was no safer than sorry, Mist. You had the guaranteed victory, okay? You had a 7 attack creature open, and your opponent had 1 HP. There was no being safe, okay? You had him. But I see what you mean. With the Fene, yeah, you've got to be a little bit careful. So every little bit it does help. Yeah, if his effect went off again, yeah. No, I know, I'm busting your ass, but it's all in fun. Overkill is always a good idea on Fene. Yep. Yeah. She does kind of force you to play almost unsportsmanlike, You're forced to just sort of like pile it all on, kill everything, because you never know when her ability is going to activate. I think I had a fight with somebody where their Fene ability activated like 4 or 5 times in a row. That was rough. Okay, looks like the fight has begun. We'll just wait for it to... there we go, propagates. Yeah, she could put the one. Yeah, okay. Alright, so Zohaib with no mutants and 3 resources. Sloth with 3 mutants and 3 resources. Elysis with the sword training up at the top, and El with Listener of Prayers down at the bottom. Let's see how this goes. So Zohaib... maybe thinking about it, maybe having technical difficulties again. Nope, he was thinking about it. Good, okay, so out comes the, what is that, Golden Gravekeeper, reskin of the CGC. Basically the same as the Goblin Gravekeeper. But slightly more attractive. Only slightly. Alright, so Sloth is thinking about it. It's an easy counter, it can be defeated by anything, but it does give Dark Resource back when it's destroyed. I'm not sure, yeah, so it gives one Darkness Resource back, so it's basically a free creature. Sloth is either thinking about it or having technical difficulties. It's not me, my internet is fine, I just checked, no problems. Sloth summons Kadir's Flying Sword in front of the Gravekeeper. Interesting choice, wants to be able to kill that without... and maintain a board presence. You once had Fene go off 7 times. Wow, yeah, no wonder you want to be sure, Mist. Good lord. Yeah, I do not fault you for that. Oof. Rough. Okay, so the Flying Sword takes a little bit of damage, immediately, transforms it all right back up again, which is the wonderful thing about the Gadir's Flying Sword. I do love it, so it's such a good card. Interesting. Okay, so discard, it looked like, and Gadir's Flying Sword kills. Let's see. So Zohaib does need to stop this. A charge would not be a great idea. Magic, but it's a bit concerning, really. Drag to Hell is almost a waste. Magic Missile would work, but may not have it. Interfectum Malus comes out from Sloth. Ouch, that is going to suck for Zohaib. So Sloth can now just level up. The Kadir's Flying Sword will kill the Fiery Zealot, and Sloth chooses not to level up. Interesting, going for a slightly more tempo play. So Zohaib can either level up now and take 5 damage and allow the Golden Garden Cat ability to activate, which it does, or he could have tried to counter them, and that would have caused all kinds of alternate problems. So that's a fair amount of damage, not a lot of damage, but a fair amount of damage has come out there. Puts Sloth into the lead experience-wise, equal amounts of health and equal amounts of resources, basically. Nerf Fene, yeah. Okay, out comes the Spring of Memories. It's an interesting play, but probably not the best one on Zohaib's side, because it's going to take the Golden Garden Cat at least 3 turns to kill the Spring of Memories, and possibly more, given how much defense Spring has. And in all that time, the Garden Cat's going to keep doing what it does, which is charge up the resources, and that's what you want the Garden Cat for. Not for its damage, which is fine. You want it for its ability. Gamble hero. Okay, so Hunter Rigete comes out. Is not really going to threaten the flying sword, but Moth wants her off the board. Uses a firebolt, not quite enough damage to do what's necessary. Discards another attack, another card rather, which is almost certainly Interfectum again. And let's see how Zohaib reacts to this. Firebolt would probably be a better move on Sloth's next turn as kind of a surprise, I have killed her sort of move. But you know, let's see. He may have a plan. So Abe's thinking about it. Check my internet. He is thinking about it. It's got nothing to do with me. Turn to Frog comes out, and yeah, okay. So down goes the Kadir's flying sword. Hunter Rigete is going to kill that. That means the Sloth can't really summon anymore creatures without getting Rigete back. Nevertheless, if he has, there we go, like a magic missile or something, that will do the trick. And charges up in order to maintain a pretty decent resource lead, honestly. Okay, so the Golden Garden Cat is going to have its ability sealed the next turn, but that's going. The Golden Garden Cat has paid off like double its cost at this point, so it has done its job in a major way, given Sloth a good advantage in resources. There's a glitch. If you cheat in daily missions, you trick the game into thinking Fenny went off infinitely, but this is not what actually happens. Why would you need to cheat in daily missions, though? No plan. My idea would have been better. Fair enough, Sloth. You're doing great. Don't worry about it. Okay. So now, okay, so Sloth is charging. You could remove the Spring of Memories, but there's not really any point. Might as well just let the Garden Cat hammer into it. And yep, there it goes. The ability is now sealed. No big deal. Garden Cat is still on the field and can still continue to deal damage. Not much, but hey, every little bit helps. The Ornate Cursed Doll comes out. Now that is interesting. Interfectum Malus, boom. Oh, down goes that Cursed Doll. It's a shame that the Garden Cat's ability is not still active. That would have been absolutely perfect. But hey, you can't have everything. So that middle slot is now basically Wasteland. Zohaib's card isn't going to do anything. Sloth's card isn't going to do anything. Yeah. You change your hero to make you survive attacks you shouldn't, and then the replay will make her effect keep off to try to make the match make sense. Fair enough. Yeah, the replay is weird. If it's like a random effect card, then the replay will make that card do a random effect. You know, you can win a fight, save the replay, and then when you play the replay, you could potentially lose the fight. It's weird. Okay, out comes the kitty cat lady, Witch Cheshire. Now, if Zohaib doesn't answer this, then Cheshire is going to turn that cursed doll into a kitty cat, which the Golden Garden Cat will kill. So let's see. Although at this point, really, you kind of want the Golden Garden Cat to die. Illigressa's Golden Ball, fantastic, comes out. That kills off the Witch Cheshire. Expensive, though. It's basically the golden version of Death Sentence, and there's a reason why people don't use Death Sentence. Nevertheless, very cool to see the card being used. And I do like the art for the reskin of the Ornate Cursed Doll. I like it better than the normal doll. It's pretty awesome. You hate the Hackerman's effect seals after damage, but the spell seals before damaging it. Yeah, Hackerman's a bit disappointing. Out comes another, out comes Cheshire. And that is all of Sloth's darkness resources down, but his mana and light are doing very well. Zohaib, however, has managed to climb back up with resources. So let's see if he can put them to good use. Now, looking at his resources, there's nothing really there that can kill the Cheshire beyond the Drag to Hell, and that's a 50-50 shot. So let's see if he has a plan. Thinking about it. Okay, Spring of Memories comes out in front of Cheshire, is immediately interfectumed and murdered. Oh, ouch. Ooh, that interfectum. Okay, that wasn't even necessarily necessary, honestly. Cheshire would have taken a couple of turns to kill that that fountain, at which point she probably would have turned it into a cat by then anyway. So yeah, interesting. All right, so Sloth is charging up, which is good. You gotta keep that resource growth. There's no point in Sloth playing any cards right now because he has battlefield control. So just keep on charging, which he does. Perfect. Okay, so that puts Zohaib into a bit of an awkward position now. He's got good resources, and he's discarding into darkness to summon one of his own big creatures, perhaps a Hellhound, maybe? Let's see. I mean, it's the right amount of resources now, 6 for a Hellhound, but maybe not. No, discards another one into darkness. Interesting. Okay, some bigger creature. Hunter Rigette coming back out again. Okay, that's a... that's ball, because Cheshire could now just transform it, and she does. So, yeah, that was really, really expensive just to bring out a level 1 Black Cat. Awkward. Very awkward. Okay, so Sloth again doesn't need to do anything. He's got resource control here. His cat's going to kill the Black Cat in front. Decides to bring out the Mana Cheshire just because, I assume. He's always been unable to resist bringing out Cheshires. That's going to hurt, though, if Zohib has a Flame Emission. He can just blast that Cheshire and the Golden Garden Cat out with a single shot. So, let's see if Zohib does have a Flame Emission. He's thinking about it. A lot of thinking. Forest Fire, okay, so, yeah. That won't kill the Cheshires, but it does kill the Center Cat, although killing the Center Cat's actually good for Moth at this point, because it means that, and especially with that L effect happening, Moth can now immediately play the Cat. Zohib realizes that the revive is going to kill him, and Sloth wins. Congratulations. Very interesting decks on both players' sides, and very well played on both players' sides. And hey, Moth got to showcase his Double Witch Cheshire deck, which is always fun. Who doesn't enjoy a good cat-themed deck, right? Lovely. A very good fight to finish the live stream on, I feel. I expect everyone to agree with me, or you'll be punished. Majin, you did a Majin Mabi Duel card. You're gonna... Okay, well, post it in the Discord or something. Did Cheshire get updated to summon Golden Garden Cat Mist? No, didn't think so. The kittens are just too much. Just gotta love those kitties. The CGC cards haven't been updated to include the earlier cards. The Eagle Leader, for example, doesn't summon the 2 CGC Eagles, unfortunately. Or doesn't get boosted, sorry, off the 2 CGC Eagles. The Nicholas won't summon some of the snakes. And Cheshire won't summon any of the other cats. Zohib, you thought it was going to be easy, did you? You learned your lesson there. Okay, all right. So we will finish up there. Just one last time, if anybody is interested in getting involved in more Mabinogi Duel stuff, or talking to me personally, either about Mabinogi Duel or something else, or playing with me, either with Mabinogi Duel or with something else, then join the Discord channel. As well, if you are interested in the upcoming tournament for Mabinogi Duel and you want to get involved in either the planning or you want to sign your name up because there are a limited number of slots, again, join the Discord channel, go into the tournament section, and just make your voice heard, basically. I'll post that in the chat box. There it is there. So, sign up, join in, be heard. Okay, and that's the end of this live stream. We won't do a Q&A right now because it's already been 3 hours and 15 minutes, but if you have any questions, suggestions, requests, or anything else, jump into the Discord channel and I will do my best to answer everything. All right, so that is it. Thank you very much to everybody for watching, and a special thank you to everybody who got involved in the chat and who got involved in the battles. It's you peeps that make all of this so awesome. And yes, I'm including the infinite slap fight in that, which, you know, is still, I'm still holding it in my heart. All right, so a big thank you to everybody, super big thank you to everybody who got involved, and an extra super duper big thank you to all the Arcanauts who subscribed so far. You guys have made this an awesome stream. So I will see you all next time. Have fun and good luck.
cannabis.